before that?
St. Joseph High School in Trumbull.
Are you working now?
I'm not.
Did you complete high school? Where did you complete high school?
I finished online at Foreign High School,
And when did you finish online?
2023.
Where did you go to school for high school before that?
St. Joseph High School in Trumbull.
And where did you complete? Were you at St. Joseph's High School from the time you were a freshman?
Yes.
Where were you before that?
It's at East Shore Middle School in Milford.
Is that a public school that you've just described? And the school that you went to for high school, St. Joseph's High School, is that a private school? Prior to going to St. Joseph's High School, had you been in the Milford Public Schools
Yes.
since you were a child? Did you grow up in Milford?
Yes.
Did you grow up anywhere other than Milford?
I lived in Florida for 2 years.
Anywhere else in Connecticut?
New Haven.
When you say you were in Florida for 2 years, was that before you came to Connecticut?
I was in Connecticut and then I moved to Florida for 2 years and then I came back.
Okay. Did you go to any New Haven schools? Do you remember how old you were when you moved to Milford?
Very young. I can't remember the age.
Did you start your schooling in Milford or somewhere else?
Yes.
And who lived in your house with you as you were growing up?
My 3 brothers, my dad, and my mother.
And your 3 brothers, what are their names?
Raul, Eric, and Oscar.
Did you say the first one was Raul? You have a brother who's also named Raul. And can you just explain, is that a brother from, is that a half brother or is that a full brother?
Full brother. The name was passed down from my grandfather.
I see. And do you go by a nickname?
Yeah.
And what is that nickname?
Vito.
And what does that mean?
Like the younger.
Uh-huh, I see. Is that like Pablito or Carlito?
Yes.
I see. When you were at St. Joseph's High School, did you have a circle of friends? And who was in that circle of friends?
Close to me, I would say James Albert, Tyler De Silva. Those were the 2 I was closest with. Everybody else was on the football team, and I was close with them too, but not as close.
That was Tyler De Silva and somebody named James Albert. When was the last time you saw Mr. Albert?
Yesterday.
And when was the last time that you saw Mr. De Silva?
Here in court.
Did you have a girlfriend while you were at St. Joseph's High School? And who was that?
Kenzie Traficante.
And when did you and Ms. Traficante become involved with one another?
My junior year.
And what year was that?
2022.
Was that the 2021-2022 school year?
Let's smoke a bowl, and then we'll
Ms.
get going on started.
School year?
Say almost. Not really though.
And did you have any hobbies while you were in school?
Really just play sports, football, swimming, hanging out with friends on the weekends or whenever I had free time.
Were you into fishing or hunting?
Yes.
Which of those? Fishing?
Oh yeah.
My father.
You're not a hunter? Where would you go fishing?
My father owned a boat, so we would go into the ocean.
Were you in the practice of hockey?
No, but not my place.
Okay. Were you ever trained in how to use a knife? In May of 2022, where were you living?
45 degrees Celsius.
Same place you're living today? How long have you lived at that home?
About 5 years, 6 years, I think.
Mr. Valle, I'm sorry, I am going to have to ask you to just please raise your voice and respond, and people are having difficulty hearing you. Thank you.
Around 5 to 6 years.
Prior to that, you had still been living in Milford, but just in a different home or somewhere else.
Yeah.
And you were in your junior year of high school in May of 2022. Is that what you told us? Had you started applying to any colleges yet?
Yes.
Which colleges?
Mainly in Florida.
And you told us you knew a girl named Mackenzie Trafficante because she was your girlfriend.
Yes.
And how did you meet Ms. Trafficante?
She was a cheerleader, and I was.
As you state, your girlfriend.
I saw her quite often.
Just a funny way to phrase that.
And did you take her to the prom that spring?
I did.
Was that your prom or her prom?
The prom.
And why were you allowed to go?
She was a senior, so it was her prom, and they're allowed to bring anybody they want, pretty much.
And when did that prom take place?
May 13th, 2022.
May 13th, 2022? Did you attend that with any other couples, or was it just you and Ms. Trafficante?
Yeah, I attended it with Tyler De Silva and whoever he went with. I don't remember who he went with. And a few other people in my grade who wanted to go to the prom as well. On the day.
You mentioned knowing a boy named Jack Snyder,
Yes.
and you mentioned going to the prom with him as part of a group.
Yes.
And who was Jack Snyder to you?
Really a football teammate and a classmate.
Was he part of your close friend group?
I'd say I was really close with two people, but I was friendly with everybody. So
Had you known Mr. Snyder since coming to St. Joseph's High School?
no.
I'm going to repeat the judge because I'm having trouble hearing you. If I'm having trouble hearing you, I'm sure everybody else is, okay? Got to really make an effort for us to keep your voice up. Are you nervous? I understand. We need to be able to hear
I
you.
wonder why he's nervous.
And you told us that you knew a boy named Tyler De Silva.
Yes.
Did you meet him when you came to St. Joseph's High School?
No, I knew him before.
And how long had you known Mr. De Silva?
Since I started playing football in Milford around the age of like
Okay.
8.
We need to go host some
In
dirt now.
May of 2022, how old were you?
16 years old.
So at that point, you'd known Mr. De Silva for about 8 years, you think?
Yes.
Would you describe Mr. Snyder as a close friend?
No.
Would you describe Mr. De Silva as a close friend? What makes him somebody that you would describe as a close friend?
Been through everything with Tyler De Silva.
Okay.
Every free weekend we spent together, parties together, just together all the time, pretty much.
Are you still close with Mackenzie Trafficante?
No.
When was the last time you saw Ms. Trafficante?
In court.
Here?
Yes.
When was the last time that you saw Tyler De Silva?
Here in court as well.
And when was the last time that you saw Mr. Snyder?
Here in court as well.
Just pick up this wood so that we can.
From May 14th of 2022 until here in court, had you seen them at all?
No.
Okay,
When was
well,
the last time you
whatever.
were close with them?
Let's just go to town, introduce ourselves.
So you say before this all happened. When we're talking about this all happened, we're talking about May 14th, 2022, are we not?
Yes.
Do you remember how that day began?
Yes.
How?
Prom was the night before. Woke up. Texted my girlfriend. And arranged to hang out with her.
That was Mackenzie Trafficante?
Yes.
Was there anybody else at home at that time?
My mother and my younger brother.
And did you have any plans with them for that day?
Later at night, yeah, but for the day, no.
And what were they doing that day?
They were leaving to Florida on the same night to go visit my oldest brother and my nephew.
Were you planning at that point to go with Ms. Trafficante?
Mayor Lewis's birthday on Sunday.
You mentioned that you had texted her. Did you end up making plans with her?
Yes.
What did you do with Ms. Trafficante?
We went to the beach and a little bit of hiking
When you say you went to the beach, can you tell us where?
in Milford.
Do Do you recall what beach that was?
Gulf Beach.
I'm sorry?
Gulf Beach.
Gulf Beach? And you say you went hiking as well. Can you tell us where you went hiking?
Downtown, there's like a little trail through the woods and stuff, and a little pier.
Okay, let's go talk to more people. Get at least another parsnip.
Very early afternoon, but I can't remember the exact time.
How did you come
All right, Caroline, come on.
Did she drive to you? Did you drive to her?
I went to pick her up.
Did you have your own car?
Yes, I met your daughter. Talked to her outside.
And after going to the beach and hiking, what did you do next?
By that time, it was later in the afternoon, and we went back to my house.
In Milford?
Yes.
And what did you do when you got back to the house?
Just chill, relax. Nothing special.
Was there anybody else home when you got home?
My mother and my younger brother.
And what were they doing, if anything?
I can't recall.
Did you have any plans for that evening?
At that time, no.
You say at that time no. Did there later come a time when you did make some plans for that evening?
Yes.
And how did that come to be?
Lots of strangers.
I believe Tyler had texted me about a party that was going on, and he asked me to come with him.
That's Tyler De Silva. Okay. And
Just need wood.
Yes.
did Ms. Trafficante go along as well?
Yes.
And how did you end up going to that party?
Yes.
And where was that party?
Don't have much energy either.
And did you know the people that lived at 5 Lazy Brook Road?
At the time, no.
And how did you get to that party?
Jack came and picked me, and I guess
Okay, so I need to come back and do
Jack
that.
Snyder? But you owned your own car?
Yes.
Why was Jack driving this group to this party?
We all like drinking, and he was mainly the one who would drive us around and stuff.
Okay. So it was understood that there would be some underage drinking going on at this party? Did you bring your own alcohol?
I did not.
8 more.
Did anybody in your party bring alcohol?
Tyler De Silva.
Were you with him when he got that alcohol?
5.
We never stopped to get it.
I couldn't hear the end part.
We never stopped to get it.
You never stopped to get alcohol.
No.
And was that fairly standard for his parents to supply the alcohol when you were with him?
Yeah.
Need one more piece. Fuck my life.
Come to pick you up at your home?
Yes.
Was Mr. De Silva already with him?
Yes.
Was there anybody else in the car?
My girlfriend at the time, Mackenzie Trafficante.
Okay. Anybody else other than the 4 of you?
No.
And did the 4 of you leave in Jack Snyder's
I'll have to
car?
put-
Five Lazy Brook?
Bean starters down tomorrow.
Get there.
Anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes.
And what was it like in the car on the way there?
Chill, drinking, listening to music.
Loudly?
Yes.
Was that fair?
Of course.
As well?
Yeah, always.
Always.
Did you bring any alcohol in the car?
No.
Did you drink alcohol in the car?
Yes.
Did Tyler De Silva drink alcohol in the car?
Yes.
Did Jack Snyder drink alcohol in the car?
Yes.
While driving?
Yes.
Did you bring any weapons in the car?
No.
Did you see any weapons in the
I
car?
mean, that's not
Did you
the
know
biggest deal
No.
in the current situation.
You told us it took about 15 to 20 minutes to get to 5 Lazy Brook? What time did you arrive at 5 Lazy Brook?
Around 8 or 9 p.m.
Was it dark already
At least now I can walk.
when you left the house to get there?
Fine. Put a chest down.
And what was going on at 5 Lazy Brook when you got there?
Upon getting there, we texted somebody who was already there to come show us the way in, and we walked up and went inside.
When you say we texted somebody, did you text somebody?
No, Tyler De Silva.
So Tyler De Silva texted somebody, and did someone come to allow you into the party?
Yeah.
Where did they meet you?
in the driveway.
Do you remember who it was?
I believe Will Singewold.
We're gonna just be real sluggish for a second.
Into the party?
Yes.
And
Is that
who's-
with that horseradish?
He was in my grade. We played football together.
Did you see anyone else that you knew?
Yeah, there was a ton of people from my grade, and I pretty much know everybody there.
Was this a party that consisted of St. Joseph's High School students?
Yeah.
Did you see any folks there that were not St. Joseph's High School students?
No.
And what did you do once you were?
Greeted everybody.
To find some kind of food or something.
Do you remember what you were wearing that evening?
Was wearing Old Miss blue T-shirt, black jeans, and slides.
Slides. What
Bar.
do you mean by slides?
Not flip flops, but they were a form of sandals, pretty much.
All right. Let's see if I understand what a slide is. Is this a sandal that has a strap?
Because we go talk to people, we see if we can buy something real quick, and then
And at some point, did you put on a neck pillow?
Yes.
And why did you put on a neck pillow?
At the time, I thought it was funny.
Okay. Were you doing anything in particular
Okay.
when you put on that neck pillow?
Yes, we were.
now we can at least run
And is that a
and talk to people.
No.
so
Hi,
the
client.
neck pillow didn't have anything to do with the game of beer pong?
No.
It was just to be funny.
Yeah,
And at some point, did you also put on a motorcycle helmet?
I did.
And did you bring that with you?
No.
And where did you find that?
Next to the beer pong table, there was a shelf with a whole bunch of random items.
Okay. Is that where you also
Oh,
found the neck pillow?
Yes.
You put both of those things on?
Yes.
And how long did you have those things on while you were playing this game?
The motorcycle helmet, we were kind of passing it around as like a good luck thing when we were shooting in beer pong.
Okay.
It was off and on.
Okay. So you would take it off, you would pass it to whoever else was up to
yeah,
bat,
and then we
so to speak.
got
And the neck pillow, was that
So
something
to
that was also
speak.
passed around, or were you the only one wearing that?
No, I was the only one wearing that.
damn. I was really hoping to find something good.
How long were you there?
It's fine. We'll loop back through.
Just engaged in this behavior you've described.
About an hour and a half.
And after an hour and a half, did there come a time when some people arrived that you were not familiar with?
Yes.
And how did you become aware of these people?
We were by the door, as that side of the beer pong table was by the door of the garage. And
Just need to go grab this horseradish.
So they came up. What did you see?
two kids arrived and came up to the door.
And what did those two kids do?
At
This.
first, they just said that they were invited by Austin Leifer.
Objection as to what they said. Ask that it be stricken.
Portal strike the response that was provided to that question. So ladies and gentlemen, jury, please delete that from your notes if you took a note, and otherwise don't consider it as evidence.
Did you know either of those two folks?
I did not.
And did it appear to you that other people in the party knew who those two people were?
No.
Did it appear to you that Jack Snyder knew who they were?
No.
Where was Jack Snyder at this point?
By the door.
Where was Tyler De Silva at this point?
By the door.
And did you see Jack Snyder interact with these two people who showed up?
At first, yes.
What did you see Jack Snyder do at first?
Just conversate.
Did you see Tyler De Silva interact with these people?
At first, no.
And what was he doing?
We were still playing beer pong.
So you and Tyler De Silva were playing beer pong and Jack Snyder was interacting with these folks.
Yes.
And did there come a point when that interaction became aggressive between the two of them?
Yes.
And did there come a point when Mr. Snyder took a case of beer from one of the two.
Yes.
And what happened after that?
Rain all day tomorrow, so just got water
Into
today.
the driveway, and then a fight started.
And when you say it moved out into the driveway and then a fight started,
Alright.
describe for us what people did once the group moved out into the driveway.
I can't really remember who all was around, but I remember Jack and the other kid were close to each other.
And did they square off with one another?
Yes.
Where were you?
Square off.
Off to the side.
Did you put the helmet on in order to go outside?
Objection.
No.
Leading.
Sustained. I'll strike the response, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that was very leading.
A motorcycle helmet and my regular clothes.
And when you got out to the driveway, were you
4 or 5 p.m.
engaged at all with Mr. Hines at that point?
No.
Was Mr. Snyder engaged with Mr. Hines at that point?
No.
But at some point you've described they started to square off.
Yes.
And what positions did the other people that were there take at that point?
They just started circling, like trying to get a better position on each other. I wasn't really paying attention to anybody else.
Okay. And did there come a time when you came into contact with one of them?
Yes.
Who was that?
Ryan Hines.
And how did you come in contact with Mr. Hines?
Okay.
Circling, since I didn't have shoes on, he stepped on my foot and I pushed him.
You pushed him?
Yes.
Did you punch him?
No.
Okay.
After you pushed him, did you continue to attack him?
No.
What did you do?
He tackled Jack and was beating on him while he was on the floor.
I'm sorry?
He was beating on him while he was on the floor.
Who was beating on him while he was on the floor?
Ryan was getting the better of Jack.
Ryan was getting the better of Jack?
Okay, there we go.
Next.
We went over to break it up. He wasn't getting off at first, so we started pulling him off.
You started pulling him off?
Yes.
Did you take off your helmet?
No.
Did you swing your helmet?
No.
Were you intending to fight Mr. Hines?
No.
Did you use your helmet in any way to attack Mr. Hines?
Let's go talk to Willie.
As you were pulling, or as you were getting involved with this fight that's going on between Mr. Hines and Mr. Snyder, what were the other people doing?
There was a couple people watching. Tyler DeSilva was helping me break it up.
And what did you do?
Let's go to the beach, talk to Willie.
Your hands. Describe for us what occurred.
I was grabbing him by his waist, trying to pull him off of Jack.
You were grabbing Mr. Hines by the
Load
waist.
another bowl.
Were you punching him?
No.
Were you kicking him?
No.
Did anyone
Ahoy there, miss.
join you?
Other than Tyler DeSilva, no.
Did you see anybody filming this?
At the time, no.
Have you since, as we sat in the courtroom, seen a video of what appears to be the fight at 5 Lazy Brook?
Yes.
And did you see other people come over to join this breaking up of the fight?
Yes.
Did you know any of those other people?
Yes.
Who did you know?
Emily Robinson.
How did you know Emily Robinson?
Just seen her in school a few times. I really didn't know her.
And after the fight was broken up, what happened next?
Miss Lifer came outside.
Who's Miss Lifer?
The mom of Maddie Lifer.
Was she the homeowner?
Yes.
Had you met Miss Lifer before?
No.
And what did Miss Lifer do at that point?
She came up, snatched the beer from Jack that he was holding, and gave it back to the kid and said, "Get out of here."
And what else did she do, if anything?
At that time, she walked over to the garage.
Alright, we'll save the
to
sea
see,
jelly.
like how many people were actually at her house.
Did you go back to the party?
I did.
I'm sorry?
I did.
And how long did you remain at the party?
15 to 20 minutes.
And did you come to leave the party at some point?
I did.
And why did you leave the party?
Miss Lifer had shut it down
How did you leave the party?
with Jack Snyder,
Anybody else?
Tyler De Silva, my girlfriend at the time. Will Sinjwald needed a ride, so he came. Same with Keenan and Dimitri.
So there were at that point 7 of you in Mr. Snyder's car?
Yes.
Jesus.
Were you seated in Mr. Snyder's car?
That
I'm
is
the driver.
And
far too many.
who was driving?
Yes.
And who was in the passenger seat?
Tyler De Silva.
You were seated behind Mr. Snyder.
Yes.
And where was Ms. Trafficante seated?
Sit on my lap.
Who was beside you and Ms. Trafficante?
To my right, it was Will Sinjwald, and then to his right, it was Keenan.
To his right was Keenan Prasik.
Yes.
He was against the passenger side rear door.
Yes.
And where was Mr. Arfanis?
In the trunk.
Need carp.
Was there a plan at that point for what to do?
We're still
Do you know what it's
kind of
for?
early in the night, so we were looking for another place to go. If there was another party, or where we were going to go next.
At that point, did you have any weapons on you?
Hell yeah, nice to meet you, Alex.
Anyone?
No.
Did you see
Show
anybody
me
else
Gunter real
with weapons?
quick.
No.
What was Jack Snyder doing at this point?
Just driving?
Did you know where
Need
he
a
was
carp.
driving you to?
No.
No? Okay.
What was Tyler De Silva doing at this point?
In the front talking to Jack?
Could you hear what they were saying?
No.
And what was the music like if it was on?
Loud?
And what were you doing at this point?
Just talking to my girlfriend and Will. Conversating.
Okay.
And were you doing any texting at this point on your phone?
No.
Did you have your phone with you?
Yes.
Did other people have their cell
10
phones?
more people left?
Yes.
Could you see anybody on their cell phone at that point?
I know Marnie's one of them. Lewis is one of them.
While driving?
And where did the car go?
We ended up at Trumbull High School.
You say you ended up at Trumbull High School. Is that someplace that you'd been before?
Only for football games.
As the car was driving, did you know that you were heading towards Trumbull High School?
No.
And what was going on when you arrived at Trumbull High School?
There was a couple cars from the party before.
He's right
Not
there.
what to do.
And did Jack Snyder stop the car there?
Yes.
Did you see anyone there that you knew?
Yes.
Who?
The car closest to us was a car full of girls, and there was 3 of them that were in my grade.
Do you remember who they were?
I only remember the driver.
And who was that?
Maya Fagan.
I'm sorry?
Maya Fagan.
How did you know Maya Fagan?
She was a friend of
Whoa,
mine.
can you say that in the court of
She was
law?
also a cheerleader.
Did she also did she know Ms. Trafficante?
Yes.
And did Mr. Snyder park the car?
Yes.
And what did the people in Mr. Snyder's car do?
A few people got out. No, I don't think anybody stayed in the car.
Did you get out of the car?
Go talk to Linus.
And did Ms. Trafficante get out of the car?
Introduce ourselves.
And what did you do when you got out of the car?
Talk to the car full of girls.
Killed.
And did you see what the other people were doing?
I saw Jack and Tyler go over to another car, and I can't remember what Dimitri and Keenan were doing.
You saw Jack and Tyler go over to another car?
Yes.
Do you know who was in that other car?
Let's go find the other people.
Did there come a time when folks got back into Mr. Snyder's car?
Yes.
What led to people getting back into Mr. Snyder's car?
Everybody was getting back in their cars, and I was assuming we had someplace to go now.
You say you were assuming that you had someplace to go.
There's one
Was there a
person.
plan at that point of where to go?
One of the girls in the other car had told me about a
Objection as to what they said.
Without telling us what anybody said, and as you understood,
7 more
was there a
people.
plan to go somewhere else at that point when you got to
7 more people.
another party in Trumbull.
another party in Trumbull.
Yes.
And did you at some point become aware of a group chat that was going on?
Yes.
Do you
Yeah, just go meet
was this a
Marnie, I
group chat
guess.
you created?
No.
Were you a part of this group chat?
Yes.
How did you become a part of this group chat?
I got added to it.
You got added to it? How did you know that you had been added to it?
Because you start getting
As soon as
alerts.
you're added to a group chat and people are texting in it, you get a notification that pops up.
And did you get a notification?
Yes.
What
Let's see
you
here.
got that notification? Did you look at your
Okay.
phone?
Yes.
And what was the nature of the texts that were going back and forth on this group chat?
Okay, so I think we have all 4 of our.
Talking crap to each other back and forth.
Did you know any?
Oh, we
of
have
the people that
3
were
or
in that
4.
group chat?
Yes.
Who?
At least I don't think I have a turn up yet.
Were in there from my football team. Some kids that weren't even around. You were at farmhouses in different states or stuff like that.
Did you ask Jack Snyder or Tyler De Silva to add you to the group chat?
No.
Did you ask anyone to add you to the group chat?
No.
And what was the tone of the group chat?
We'll go back around,
Not
I
positive.
guess.
People talking shit to each other, pretty much.
Did you participate in the group chat after you were added?
Yes.
Okay.
What was the nature
Good.
of your
You
participation
admit
in
it.
the group chat?
Around the same time
There's
we were
Marnie.
leaving Trumbull High School, I texted in it.
Anyways.
Do you recall how many texts you sent?
No.
Do you recall how many texts you received?
No.
Later, you touch her.
Occurred while you were leaving
Okay.
Trumbull High School?
Around the same time, yeah.
Listen is
From a
home.
point when you realized that you were not going to another party in Trumbull.
Yes.
How did you come to realize that you weren't going to another party in Trumbull?
After
I
driving
already
for a
knew
little
him.
bit, Jack had turned down the music, and I asked him where we were going.
And what did you learn from Jack at that point?
He said,
Objection as to what he said.
As to what Jack said.
I asked what he learned.
Right, but that's not.
You just can't tell us what Jack said. Okay, it's what you learned upon speaking.
So what did you learn from Jack about where you were going or where he was driving the car?
we were going to a house in Shelton.
And do you recall what the address of the house in Shelton was?
Okay, I don't think.
Was that an address that you had seen in the group chat?
Yes.
Oh, did they go to bed already? Is that
Were you
why?
familiar with before having seen it in the group chat?
No.
Had you ever been to 43 Laurel Glen Drive before?
No.
Did you know whose home that was?
No.
Did you remain?
All right, let's just go to bed.
No.
We can start fishing tomorrow.
Did you leave the group chat?
Yes.
And how do you leave a group chat?
You click on the top, and then there's a little drop down that you can click leave.
Is that what you did?
Yes.
Why did you leave the group chat?
While they were going back and forth, there was a picture sent into the group chat. It was just a group of kids, and looking at the
Rains.
picture, I
It's
noticed
raining
that
tomorrow, so
I
I'll
recognized a few of the
we'll
kids
use
that were in the
energy
Do
to
you recognize those kids that were in the picture?
water.
A couple of the kids, I wouldn't say I was friends with, but I had seen them at other parties, drank together, stuff like that.
Did you recognize any of
Oh,
those
hi,
kids
Nikki.
from Five Lazy Bros?
How are you? How's work?
I don't remember.
I'm doing a newer file.
Did you
little
understand
bit.
that those were the same kids that were texting the address
Uh.
of Glen Drive?
Yes.
How are you doing?
Were those kids that you saw in that selfie kids?
Hopefully well.
No.
I take you on your lunch break.
Why did seeing that picture
Ish.
cause you to leave the group chat?
I don't want problems with people I'm like cool with.
Did Mr. Snyder continue to participate in the group chat?
Objection, he says he left, so how would he know?
If you
True.
we could know, I just don't know, so I'll overrule it if you know.
At the time, I did not know.
Did you know if Mr. De Silva continued to participate in the group chat?
At the time, I did not know.
What were you doing at this point in the car?
I need to get through this.
I think we were
I wanted to get through this testimony stuff so that way I didn't have to worry about it.
drinking. I can't really remember.
Where was Miss Traficante at this point?
Still on my lap.
And
We're just gonna fish our little hearts out.
indicate that they knew where Mr. Snyder was driving?
No?
Me to tell you, I want to bet. Ooh, always comes in early and told me. Hold on.
A little bit.
Can you say a little bit about his appearance indicated to you that he was upset?
Okay. Told me
At Trumbull High
she was
School,
gonna bet on her time today. She told me yesterday she's gonna make sure she's on time, and so I can
Did Mr. De
I can
Silva
win. Got $4. Let's go. $4 richer though. Winning a bet's always nice.
Did Miss Traficante appear?
Always a nice feeling.
No.
Did Mr. Senjwal, Mr. Arfanis, or Mr. Frasick appear upset to you while they were in the car?
No.
Did you notice another car following your car?
No.
Fishing's so annoying when you have the bamboo pole.
And
I'm
did Mr.
remembering.
Snyder ultimately drive the car somewhere and stop?
Yes.
Did you recognize where that was?
No.
What did you see when you...
Still does, so I wasn't sure. You know what? That's fair. That's fair. You never know.
A yard, and then kids started coming up to the car.
But betting
You say you
on
saw-
people is more fun.
Had you ever been to that house before?
God damn it.
Did Mr. Snyder indicate to you that he knew the people that were at this house where you'd stopped?
No.
Did Mr. De Silva indicate to you that he knew the people at this house where he'd stopped?
I'm gonna object at this point. It's leading and it calls for almost like a hearsay response as to what they indicated to him.
Yes, go lurk. Go do your meeting. I'll be here. I'm gonna be on Twitch later tonight. I just wanted to get through this testimony.
Can you repeat the question?
Sure. Did you have any indication that Mr. Snyder or Mr. De Silva knew any of the folks that were at this house?
Definitely not Jack. I think maybe Tyler said something.
Do you see behind you an exhibit that's up there on the easel?
Yes.
Can I approach you on our, just need a refresher on our So on the easel behind you, Mr. Valle, is States Exhibit 52. Do you see that?
Yes.
And do you recognize that as the address which Mr. Snyder parked his car at?
At the time, you couldn't really see much, so now I'm.
Well, can you put us there? Describe for us what could you see when you arrived there?
I wasn't really looking around. The only thing I saw was kids coming up to the car.
How many kids did you see coming up to the car?
I want to say it was like rows of people. There was about,
Rows of people.
and then at the max, it was probably 30.
And what did these people that you saw do?
At first, I had my window rolled up. I didn't know if I saw anybody I knew. Jack started conversing.
Word contest, so I'm in charge of picking teams.
and then I
Next
saw
thing, so I
somebody
actually had to pay attention. Doc, go.
with you
Pay the fuck attention. Like I said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm chilling today.
been with him before at parties.
Either at my computer playing Stardew or bed rotting.
Invited to.
And these people, did they stay on the driver's side of the vehicle?
No,
Where did they go?
all around the car.
Did they surround the car?
Yes.
Objection, leading.
Oh,
Yeah, he should have phrased this. What did they do after that?
Did these people go in the front of the car?
Yes.
Did these people go on the passenger side of the car?
Yes.
Did these people go in the rear of the car?
Yes.
Did you feel surrounded by these people?
Yes.
Once these people were on all sides of the car, what did Jack Snyder do, if anything?
I couldn't really hear his conversation. I was having my own conversation. So at that time, nothing.
Where was Miss Trevor?
Likely story there,
Still on my
bud.
lap.
Did there come a time when she was no longer on your lap?
Only when we got
Here's the
to
coldest, so we have more energy.
Do you recall her climbing into the trunk area of the...
Even though it's not much.
No.
Where was Mr. Sinjwald?
Still to my right.
Where was Mr. Arfanis?
Still in the trunk.
And where was Mr. Frasick?
Still in the rear passenger.
And the conversation that you've described Mr. Snyder as having, without telling us what he was saying, how would you describe the tone of that conversation he was having?
At
These first
it was
couple days
fine,
are probably going to be
and then it got really
real
aggressive.
quick.
What about it was really aggressive?
There was a few kids shouting at him.
A few kids?
Yes.
And
We're basically going to try to
what
get as
was
much fishing
described
that
Mr.
we
DeSilva
can
was having
done.
a conversation. What was the nature of that conversation?
While we have the siege jelly active.
And did it remain peaceful?
Yes.
And you said you were having a conversation.
Yes.
Was that a peaceful conversation?
Yes.
Did that remain peaceful?
Yes.
Did you throw anything outside the window of your car?
No.
Did you see Mr. Snyder
Rebecca!
throw anything outside the car?
No.
Did you see Mr. DeSilva throw anything outside the car?
No.
Did you see anyone inside your vehicle throw anything
There
outside?
we got 30 more seconds.
Are you certain that people were on all sides of the vehicle?
Yes.
And you've described at least one of these conversations as taking a turn and becoming more aggressive. When you say more aggressive, you described yelling.
Yes.
And could you see the faces of the people that were outside the vehicle?
No.
Could you hear threats?
Not that I can remember.
Could you see people hitting the car?
Yes.
What did that feel like inside the car?
It's weird to describe. I've never been in a situation like that. They were just punching and kicking and hitting the car from everywhere.
On all sides of the vehicle?
Yes.
Could you tell if things were being thrown at the car?
At the time, all I heard was the banging and stuff.
Loud bangs?
Yes.
Did you hear glass shattering?
I need to get some money anyway, so I have C's ready.
You got in the vehicle that evening with Mr. Snyder. Did you see a shatter in the windshield?
Any duplicates we have, we sell.
Did you see Mr. Snyder with any weapons at that point?
No.
Could you see what was in Mr. Snyder's lap?
No.
Did you have a weapon?
No.
Did you have anything in your hands?
No.
Could you feel the car begin to rock?
Yes.
And did you see anybody on the rear bumper?
No, I didn't look backwards.
Did you begin to worry?
Yes.
Did you begin to feel unsafe?
I'm gonna object. This is leading.
This is hella leading.
How were you feeling as the car
There
was
you
rocked
go.
and the hands were hitting the car and other things were hitting the car?
Yeah. Let's say you had to have him.
You say a bit of a panic. Had you ever been that panicked before?
No.
Did you feel like you could get out of the car?
No.
Leading.
That is
I'll allow that, but just keep an eye on the leading questions.
good.
Why didn't you feel like you could get out?
That needed to be addressed.
Because there were so many people surrounding the car.
Yeah, that's where the leading questions frustrate me because that just circled itself back, and he just basically said the gate flipped the question.
The only face I remember looking at was Tyler.
The question was the response. The response is the question.
Pretty scared.
Yeah, master lock unlocks
Do you remember
the master lock.
Ms. Traficante was doing at that point?
No, I don't remember.
Did it seem to you that the situation in the car was calming down?
No.
I'm gonna.
Debate objection, counsel, but I would sustain the objection. I'll allow the answer to stand.
He should have held on to the objection and pulled it through.
Had you ever been in a car before while it was being attacked?
No.
Getting that fishing XP.
What sorts of things did you worry about as you sat there with the car surrounded and being rocked?
Mainly that they were gonna break the windows
Why did you worry that they were going to break the windows?
as they were punching me.
Did you worry that anything else might happen if they broke the windows?
I mean, there's some obvious answers to
I was
that.
just wondering why Jack wasn't driving.
Probably because there's kids in front of the fucking car.
Could you tell if the car was still on at that point?
Vehicular assault is still a
Yes, it was.
pretty serious crime. I'd argue a little bit more serious than some potential assault.
How did you think it was going to
A
end?
danger for your life.
Sustain.
What did you expect was going to happen next?
That they were going to break the windows.
Did you have a plan if they did that?
No.
Anything about the demeanor of the people on the outside of the car lead you to believe that they were going to stop?
Okay, well,
I'm gonna object. That calls for speculation as well.
I'll overrule it.
No.
And did you see anyone in your car with a weapon at that time?
Objection asked and answered.
Sustained.
At some point, did Jack finally move the car?
Yes.
And where did it go?
Straight.
Did you know where you were?
No.
Had you ever been in that neighborhood before?
No.
And did Jack ever stop the car?
Yes.
Could you see anyone outside the car when Jack stopped the vehicle?
No.
Going to, may I approach again, Your Honor? Take this one down from behind you.
okay. Not be on my side. That's fine. That's easy, quick.
What you're looking at there is State's Exhibit 1. When Jack
There we
stopped the
go.
vehicle, do you have the pointer there with you? Can you use that pointer to show us on State's Exhibit 1 where you remember him stopping the vehicle?
Okay. Clint. Hi, Clint.
Can the record
Nice you've been
reflect that
breaking
the
some
vehicle
ranks
was
open.
pointed to
Good.
the area just before the intersection of Farmhouse Lane and Laurel Glen Drive in front of what has been identified before as 36 Laurel Glen Drive.
So noted on the record. Thank you.
And what did you do when Jack stopped the car?
My girlfriend at the time was crying and asking to get out.
Question is, what did you do when Jack stopped the car?
I got out.
Did it seem safe to get out at that point?
Yes.
Did you see anyone from the house that you had just left at that point?
No.
And where did you go when you got out?
Side of the road.
Can you show us on Exhibit 1 there which side of the road? May the record reflect, Your Honor, that the witness is pointing to the side of the road opposite from what has previously been identified as Glen Drive.
So noted on the record, thank you.
Did anyone else get out with you at that point?
Yes.
Who?
All right, let's go
Tyler DeSilva, and my girlfriend at the time, Mackenzie.
Okay. Did anybody else
get
get
some
out?
more crops down.
And when Mr. De Silva got out, where did he go?
Got parsnips and beans started.
At first, he was right next to me.
And when Ms. Trafficante got out, where did she go?
She went to the end of the road.
And so...
Oh no, I forgot to do the carp
other
thing.
occupants of Mr. Snyder's vehicle did not get out of the car?
I should have gone to the ocean and
Where
fished.
did Mr. Snyder drive the car at that point?
That would have been extra gold.
Straight.
Could you... Did he...
Let's go down this way and fish then.
No.
Could you see any of the folks from 43 Laurel...
Hold on to one of the shells.
No.
At some point, did you see any of those folks again?
Yes.
When was that?
When they came running down the road.
What were they doing when you saw them come running down the road?
Okay.
I believe screaming and just running.
Were they throwing anything?
Yes.
Do you recall what they were throwing?
I believe only one person threw like a water bottle.
Did it
Okay, so that wasn't things. That was a thing.
I believe it hit the car, but I wasn't really looking.
Flounder,
Did
cool.
you have any interactions with the kids from 43 Laurel Glen Drive?
Yes.
Who do you recall interacting with from 43 Laurel Glen Drive?
Save these two shells.
Tyler Rich and Ricky Fiola.
And when you were interacting with Tyler Rich, what was that interaction like?
At first, he just ran past me and chased the car until it fully drove off. And after that, they all kind of started walking away. He was
Give me a duplicate fish. Then go
Did you
sell
have
to
any one-on-one interactions with Mr. Rich?
Willie.
Yes.
What happened between you and Mr. Rich?
As he was walking away, he came up to me and sprayed WD-40 in my eye.
Did you do anything to him when he sprayed WD-40 in your eyes?
No.
Had you done anything to him prior to him spraying you in the eyes with WD-40?
No.
Did you see the can close enough to be able to identify it as WD-40?
Yes.
What did you do after he sprayed you in the eyes with the WD-40?
I started holding
Yeah,
my
let's
eye.
go down to the museum now.
Did you attack him?
No.
Did you have a weapon on you at that point?
Yes.
You did.
Yes.
What weapon did you have on you at that point?
I had a knife in my pocket.
Where did you get the knife from?
Before Jack left,
Mhm.
he tossed it to me.
Okay, let's back it up a little bit.
Okay.
Before Jack left,
Yeah, when did he leave?
when did Jack leave?
When he dropped off me, Mackenzie, and Tyler at the end of the road.
Before the Shelton High kids came?
Yes.
Put us there. Tell me how Mr. Snyder gives you this knife.
Mackenzie exited the vehicle. I got out right behind her, and then Tyler got out from the passenger. Me and Tyler were standing on the side of the road. Right before Jack's about to drive off, he says,
Objection as to what he says.
You can't tell us what anybody else says. You can tell us what they did.
he tossed a knife.
Here.
And what did you do when he tossed the knife?
At first, it hit me and then fell on the floor. I picked it up and said, "What are you giving me a knife for?"
4 more people.
And what did Mr. Snyder do at that point?
Oop.
He said,
Objection, hearsay.
Can't tell us what Mr. Snyder said.
Your Honor, I would claim it not for the truth of the matter so much as the effect on the listener.
You want to lay the foundation for that because I'm going to ask the jury to leave just you need for today.
I have to buy that grass starter recipe here soon. Once I got Just a loose $1,000. Okay, let's go plant our potatoes. Them watered. Throw out the fishies.
All right, Attorney Smith, I asked the jury to exit because as we've often stated with our phrase that we like to use, I guess we can't, it's difficult to unring the bell. So you're claiming this as not being offered for the truth of the matter. I'll see an offer of proof on that outside the presence of the jury.
Your Honor, he's just described what sounds like a surprising, unplanned event, and somebody has just thrown a knife at him, he claims. I'm not sure what he's going to tell us Mr. Snyder said to him at that point, but
What else do we need to grow?
the circumstances of the situation that he has described, I think it's important in a case where we're talking about what his intent was, in particular what his intent was with this knife, that we've already had other testimony about Mr. Snyder giving to him, and Mr. Snyder's version of what happened in that account. I think it's important to know what the effect was on him when he said this.
I don't know what he
Okay.
said. I know that the question was, why did you give me that, is what he asked.
Yes.
And then his response was starting with, he said.
Yes, Your Honor.
So what would be the effect on the defendant at that point in time?
Right. As far as understanding what he was thinking.
Here we go. We fish after we plant these.
What Mr. Snyder is telling him as far as why he is giving that to him. I think in this situation and under these circumstances, again, whether or not it's true, whatever Mr. Snyder said to him, what the effect on him was.
Why don't you establish outside the presence of the jury right now what the effect was on the listener, the defendant, from hearing whatever the statement is before I make a decision, and then I'll be heard by the state.
You've told us that Mr. Snyder gave you.
Excuse me.
Make sure your cell phones are on silent, please. You've been asked repeatedly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh-oh. Jakers.
That you had just been thrown the knife by Mr. Snyder, and you asked him, "What did you give me this for?" Right?
Yes.
And you were about to tell us what Mr. Snyder's response was, correct?
Yes.
What was his response?
He said something along the lines of just in case, and then it sped off.
All right. And what effect did that have on you when he said, "just in case"?
Confused?
And did that increase your sense of danger with the situation?
I'm going to object to that. He just said he was confused.
I'll sustain that.
Yeah.
So the response was confused.
A little much.
Um,
A little much of a test on that one.
That's the effect on the listener that you're looking for. I'll hear from the state on that.
I don't think that it's even relevant at this point. If he's confused, he should just say, he could testify to whatever he's testifying to, and at that point, I felt confused. I don't think the statement of what Mr. Snyder says comes in for effect on listener at this point. And to me, I'm concerned with it. We're really bootstrapping here because we want to hear what Jack said for its truth, and that's the concern, right? So, Snyder testified. Defense counsel could have asked him what was said, and I believe he may have asked him what was said, and Mr. Snyder actually said no. The defendant asked him for the knife. So now we're getting into this bootstrapping of hearsay statements and trying to guise it under, effect on listener. The response is what the response is. Now, if you felt
Right.
confused,
You could have heard something different.
for the effect on listener, that can be elicited without the hearsay response.
Yeah, I know. I know what you're saying.
You can ask him how he was feeling at that point in time to extract from the witness that he felt confused. So the court is having a difficult time understanding the relevance of that particular hearsay statement. Court's going to sustain the objection to the hearsay statement.
Understood.
Thank you, Jury Rebecca.
Can get as much fishing river fishing as we can. I guess lake. Until our like first harvest and we turn in the stuff for the community center, then we gotta hold on to like a lot of shit. And even then we'll still
I'm waiting on one.
in the spring.
Actually, you can leave the door open, please. Thank you. Waiting on one here. Thank you. Council, please stipulate to the return of our jurors.
State will stipulate, Your Honor.
Defense stipulates, Your Honor.
All coordinates, return of all jurors. All right, I believe that when the jury left, the question pending was one. That was the response. Thank you.
And how did you feel when he threw that knife to you?
Confused.
And what did you do with the knife?
Put it in my pocket.
Do you remember which pocket?
My right pocket.
And did you have that knife on you when
Okay.
Mr. Rich sprayed you with the WD-40?
Yes.
Did you at any point go into the bushes along the road there?
No.
You remained on the curb?
Yes.
Could you see where Mr. Snyder drove off to?
I just saw the car take off like straight.
Did it go out of your field of vision?
Yeah, right.
It's
when he sped
assumed to
off,
be, yeah.
I heard the kids screaming and running down the road, so I turned my attention to that.
And did there come a point in time when Mr. Snyder returned?
Yes.
And what happened when Mr. Snyder returned?
All the kids that ran down had already left. Came back and everybody got out of the car.
Hey, we got a bream.
Other than the interaction with Mr.
We need a bream.
Rich, did you have an interaction with any of the other Shelton kids while you were down there on the side of the road?
Yes.
Who else was that?
Ricky Fiola.
And what was that interaction like?
He saw
Okay,
Tyler Rich
the last
screaming
reel.
with the WD-40 and he came up to me.
Did he do anything to you?
Just talk to me and like I guess make me feel better about the situation.
When
Okay.
the vehicle came back,
Damn
where
it.
Mr. Snyder parked the car?
Yes.
Can you show us on Exhibit 1 behind you where he parked the car? May the record reflect he has indicated, the witness has indicated on Exhibit 1 that Mr. Snyder parked the car in front of what's previously been identified as 36 Laurel Glen Drive.
I will go ahead and note that for the record. Thank you.
What did Mr. De Silva do at that point?
Him and Jack started inspecting the car.
Okay, so I need
I was still rubbing my eye.
What did
13.
the other
We're just gonna go sleep.
occupants of the vehicle do at that point, if anything?
Mackenzie was still sitting in the same spot she was previously. I can't remember where Keenan and Dimitri were. I believe they were also standing by her.
Were you upset at that point?
Yeah.
River meets the ocean.
And I got sprayed with WD-40 for no reason.
Were you angry?
No, more confused.
Okay, so now I can craft bait.
Did you know Tyler Rich prior to that?
Yes.
How did you know Tyler Rich prior to that?
Same as all the other kids I knew from Shelton. Seen him at parties, drank with them before.
But you'd never been to that house before.
No.
Did you know that that was Tyler Rich's house?
No.
Well, extra luck today. Let's go. And sunny tomorrow. Myrtle or Marnie. Marnie.
Were you more scared or more confused?
More confused.
What did you do next?
I saw adopt a
I
cat.
went over to where my girlfriend was sitting.
Where was she sitting?
The same spot at the end of the road on the curb.
And What was her demeanor like?
She was really upset.
Pickles. Yeah.
Did you, at some point,
Thank you, Marty.
go over to inspect the car?
No,
What did you do next?
I asked Mackenzie for a ride home from her sister.
And was her sister present?
No,
And what did you do after you asked her for a ride home with her sister?
saw her waiting there
Where were you waiting?
by my girlfriend and by the car.
Can you point out to us on the exhibit where that was? Had she remained in the same position during the course of these events at the end of the road that you've been describing to us?
Yes,
And what was she doing while she was waiting on the curb? Could you see?
she had her head down, like in between her legs, looking at her phone.
All right.
And what happened next?
Tyler and Jack started
Work.
talking about going back.
Where were you at that point?
Close enough to hear them.
How far away?
I want to say
All right.
Away from them?
yes.
And what happened next?
Okay,
Tyler
so
started saying
Objection calls for hearsay.
Well, the answer seems as though it's providing hearsay, so I don't know. The question was what happened next.
okay, so you can build a scarecrow tomorrow.
The witness is going to respond with what someone stated.
Your Honor, may I remind the witness that he can't tell us? So, again, listen to the nature of my question, okay? You can't tell us what somebody else has said, okay?
Right, he keeps doing
Asking
that.
us what was happening at that point.
God damn it, dude.
Can you tell us what you saw Mr. Snyder do?
talk to Tyler De Silva.
And what was Mr. Snyder's demeanor like when he was talking to Mr. De Silva?
Yes, because you can observe, you can acknowledge what people's body language.
Appear excited or
Appeared.
upset or calm?
You can't like, it's speculation or hearsay.
And Mr. De Silva, what did his demeanor appear like to you?
Confident.
I'm sorry?
Half hour.
Confident.
He appeared confident?
Yeah.
Mr. Valle,
We needed
do you
that.
understand the word demeanor?
Yeah.
How did his face appear?
He didn't really seem too worried.
Did Mr. Snyder appear not too worried as well?
Yes.
Okay. And at some point, did they get back into the vehicle?
Yes.
Who got into the vehicle first?
Jack.
And did he get into the driver's side?
Yes.
And did Mr. De Silva get back into the vehicle?
Yes.
Where did he get into the vehicle?
Passenger.
Hey, Carb.
Did you ultimately get back into the vehicle?
Yes.
Why did you get back into that vehicle?
I was asked to by Tyler.
Objection, I would ask that be stricken.
All right, so the jury, if you wrote that down, please remove it from your notepads. Court is striking
There's so many times this has already happened.
by someone else, okay? So that does not qualify or classify as evidence in this case, all right? Thank you.
Hey, bullhead, first catch. Can we get a carp or a bullhead? I'll throw out the algae if I need to.
That vehicle. What were you thinking?
I trusted my best friend that everything was going to be okay and we were just going to go and make peace.
Did you understand
Excuse me.
that there was some plan to go and make peace in this situation?
I'm gonna object, that's leading.
Sustained.
You've just said that you trusted your friend to make peace.
Yes.
Objection, he did not say that. So I would ask that it be stricken. This is
Hmm?
leading.
All right, so I
Womp
will
womp.
strike the
Womp womp.
response, which was yes. Sustaining the objection. Thank you.
You
Womp
got
womp.
back into that vehicle last.
Yes.
Where did you get back into that vehicle?
Go back over.
Behind the driver.
Second.
Behind the driver?
Yes.
And did you still have the knife on you?
Yes.
Was it open?
No.
Where was it?
Still in my pocket.
Still in your right pocket?
Yes.
Did you have your hand in the pocket?
No.
Were you scared to get back in that car?
A little bit.
Where did you think the car was going to go?
Back down to the house.
Did you think that was a good idea?
At the time, few interactions had already been peaceful here and there. So it didn't seem like the worst idea in the world at the time.
You understood Ms. Traficante was not going to be getting back in that car?
Yes.
You knew
Nice.
It was a good idea to leave her there?
Yes.
Take it to Clint later.
There was other people with her, and her sister was on the way.
Were you upset or angry as you got into that car?
I'm gonna object. It's asked and answered.
At the time that he got into the car, I don't believe that we've been to that location yet, so I'll overrule it.
Can you repeat the question?
When you got back into that car, were you upset or angry?
No.
Not about your eyes being sprayed with WD-40?
No.
And did Jack Snyder drive the car?
Press
back
X to
to
doubt.
Laurel Glen Drive?
He did.
What was that drive there like?
Nobody said anything.
Was the music on?
Which is so weird. It's just a silent ride. So fucking strange. Yeah, we just drove. No one said anything back. No one cared.
Did Jack Snyder ultimately stop his car?
I doubt it.
Before?
Yes.
Did you see any people in the yard?
Yes.
How many?
At first, they were far back in the yard, so I want to say 10.
You say at first they were far back in the yard.
What do you mean by that, huh?
Any on the curb or near the street?
No.
And you could see 10 people in the yard?
About, yeah.
Did you recognize any of those people?
No.
Did they remain where they were?
Yes.
Okay, so did you guys?
Car stopped.
He opened his door and got out.
What did Jack Snyder do when the car stopped?
Nothing.
Okay, what about
Where did Violet
you?
go when he got out of the car?
As soon as he got out, he started walking onto the lawn.
Walking?
Yes.
Not running?
No.
Did you stay in the car?
No.
What did you do?
As soon as Tyler got out, I got out.
Why?
It's my friend. I knew a couple people there. I was just gonna help ease the situation, I guess.
Where was the knife?
In my pocket.
Did you have your hand on it?
No.
So you're the one that approached them. Oh, that doesn't look good.
You were following him out of the car.
Not a good sign.
We started walking up the yard.
May I approach him?
I'm sorry, but that just doesn't. That's not a good look when you're the one that stabbed somebody and killed them. It just doesn't. It's not a good combo, you know. If you ask me. All right, let's go grab some seeds if we can. Some more parsnip seeds.
That pointer that you have and show us where you
16
saw
parsnip.
the initial 10 kids in the yard.
The goal, but we'll got a little bit of money.
Out of the frame? But you could see them from where the car parked?
Yeah.
Where did Jack Snyder park the car? When you got out of the vehicle, was there anything blocking your path?
I mean, I'll take it. I don't think I'll get iron ores within 2 days.
So no.
You got out from the driver's side? And walked around the car? So when you got out of the car, did you lose sight of Mr. De Silva?
For a second or two.
So you came following behind him?
Yeah.
And where did Mr. De Silva go when he got out of the car?
We started walking in the yard.
Can you show us his path of travel?
We got out right here. There was a car here, so we went.
And he went onto the grass?
Yes.
And where did he go once he got on the grass, if anywhere?
Okay, so there should be only 2 people left.
Started to walk up, and we were approached by somebody right here.
Did you get up to where the red...
Pam's such a grumpy gills.
Did you get up...
I think I've talked to you already, Leah.
Did you get any further than where the tree is in the middle of Exhibit 52?
Yes.
Where did you get up to?
Probably around right here.
And so you got just past where the tree is?
Yeah.
And then what happened?
After we were approached by the first person, which was a girl, she moved out of the way, and then we were approached by Tyler Rich and a whole bunch of other people.
And how many people were you approached by that included Tyler Rich?
At first, they were all in front of us.
Missing 2 people.
I'd say it was about 30 people spread out in a line almost.
I think here's one. Yes. Oh, okay, we're good.
Mr. De Silva on the grass as you came around the car. Did he
Okay.
indicate to you in
Give
any
someone
way
a
that you were
gift.
surprised that you had followed him?
Okay.
No,
Did he
Let's go
indicate that
fish
you
real
would-
quick, and we'll go give Linus a fish.
no.
Just gotta get a fish we've caught before.
You told us that you recognized Tyler Rich as one of the people that had approached you.
Yes.
Did you recognize anyone else?
No.
Did the
No, that's a really good quality
being
one.
in sort of
Hold
a
on.
line, did they stay in one area?
No.
What did they do?
Unless they,
Shortly.
I should
after
probably work on Caroline
we
for.
were both in our own conversations. They started to surround us.
And you say you were both in your own conversations. Do you mean Mr. De Silva and yourself? How close were you standing to Mr. De Silva when you were confronted by these other folks?
At first, we were right next to each other.
You say...
Okay, yes, smallmouth bass. We can use.
And so, who or how many people was Mr. De Silva engaged with?
At first, we were all talking to the same amount of people, and then
Linus, are you in your time, buddy?
all the people blocking.
You are.
Okay. Let's break it down a little bit. You've said at first you could see Mr. De Silva was talking to the same amount of people as you were.
Yeah.
How many people was Mr. De Silva talking to?
Directly, 10. There was a lot of kids around though.
And was he talking to any one person in
Okay, let's go back home.
Were there other people with Mr. Rich?
Yes.
How close were they standing to Mr. Rich?
Side by side.
Go plant some shit and get out.
A wall.
Go to sleep.
And how many people were you engaged with at that point?
They won't have any energy by then.
Before or after they surrounded me?
Let's take it frame by frame. You've described Mr. De Silva talking with a group of people, and you said you were talking with a number of people as well. At that point, how many people were you engaged with?
I was directly talking to about 4 to 5 people.
And how many people, were there people behind them?
Right next to them.
Were they shoulder to shoulder?
Yeah.
And where were these people positioned, if you can show us on the exhibit there?
Oh, I need my watering can.
And did they stay just in front of you?
No.
What did they do?
They started to surround me.
Did you have, how were you wearing your shirt at this point?
Normally.
Did you ever at any point pull it up over your head?
No.
Where was the knife at this point?
In my pocket.
Did you have your hands in your pockets?
No.
How were you feeling at this point?
I bet you. What's Caroline doing at this hour of the day?
Because there was a lot of people just surrounding me.
Attorney Smith,
Yes, Your Honor.
I just want to just give you a heads up that it's 4:45.
She doesn't like
Questions, or is this a good time to?
She likes. Okay.
If Your Honor is inclined to take a break, I suppose this is as good a place as any to take one.
All right. The court's going to go ahead and move towards adjourning for the day, so I'm going to interrupt the direct testimony of. Before I do actually adjourn on the record, once again, I'll remind ladies and gentlemen of the jury to continue to abide by the.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning. You may be seated, thank you. All right, so we are here again today to continue the trial of the matter of State of Connecticut versus Raul Valle. And the adjournment yesterday.
For day
Mr.
5.
Valle was on the stand, so I would ask Mr. Valle at this time to please take his place on the stand. Counsel, if you'd please place your appearances on the record for purposes of today's record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mark Dorso for the State of Connecticut.
Good morning, Your Honor. Tatiana Messina for the State of Connecticut.
Mr.
Okay,
Valle,
she's in bed already. Let's go. Traveling cart.
you remain under the obligations of the oath that you took when you first entered the stand. Thank you.
I think it's too late.
Kevin Smith for the defendant, Mr. Valle.
Good morning.
Close at
Is there
10.
anything that needs to be addressed by the court before bringing the jury in this morning?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
Not from the defense, Your Honor.
All right. So, Attorney Smith, you were in the middle of your direct examination. I'll leave it to you or defer to you as to whether or not you would like to be standing at the podium or take the
Oh well.
podium. at
Okay,
examination.
let's just go to sleep. We'll just hit it on.
So I just want to address with the attorneys before we bring the jury in. I do intend to first give the jurors an idea of what the schedule looks like, and I just want to make sure that I confirm that with all of you. So it's my understanding that informal conference, we left it at today. We will complete, I believe, the state's case. So I anticipate the state will rest sometime today. Does the defense, excuse me, does the state anticipate any rebuttal?
At this time, no, Your Honor.
All right. So if in fact there is no rebuttal, then we would be off tomorrow. So there would not be any court session tomorrow on this particular trial. And then I would anticipate we would have closing arguments as well as the court's jury charge on Wednesday, Thursday. And so that would be July 3rd.
Yeah, but we'll get here. We will finish that.
On the record in the morning on the 3rd as well. And then obviously no court on the 4th. Deliberations, I would assume, would at least be able to start on Thursday the 3rd. And if we need to go into extra days, the next time we would reconvene would be on July 7th, which would be the following Monday. So that's the schedule that I'm going to provide the jury. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Welcome back. Good morning. Thank you. I would ask.
Come on, I need some fish, please.
State will stipulate, Your Honor.
Defense will stipulate, Your Honor.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we commence the proceedings, I just wanted to give you an idea of what the anticipated schedule is going to look like because I'm trying to keep you informed. I know that I said I would do that. Sometimes it's a bit difficult, and I apologize. However, I anticipate that today the defense will rest. I do not know whether or not we'll have any rebuttal on behalf of the state. I don't anticipate any at this time. That could change. So I do believe today will not be a full day, perhaps a half day at best of evidence. Once the evidence closes, of course, you still need to hear the closing arguments as well as the jury instructions as to how to apply the law to the facts you find as the jurors. In this particular case, we will not be in session tomorrow. So,
Okay, do we have a chub already?
trial tomorrow. That would bring us to July 3rd for closing arguments, the jury charge to you, and then the commencement of your deliberations at that point in time.
It requires a
We're
call.
in session on July 4th. So if additional time is needed, and you'll be told that you'll take as much time as you need for your deliberations. So if additional time is needed, then we would be back to reconvene with deliberations.
That's...
Okay, until of course, and it would be day to day.
Oh yeah, while it does that, we'll go over and...
That they are done with their deliberations. Okay, so I just wanted to give that information to you now, so if we have a morning recess and you need to reach out and adjust your schedules at all, you'll have an ability to do that, and you know what the rest of the week looks like. So thank you so much. All right, with that, when we adjourned yesterday, Mr. Valle was on the stand for his direct examination on behalf of the defense. I am going to, at this point in time, direct Attorney Smith to continue on with that direct examination.
We're...
Good morning, Mr. Valle. I'm going to remind you again, you've got to keep your voice up. You are soft-spoken. We are competing with the fans, but everybody's got to hear you, okay?
Yes.
Okay. So yesterday when we were here and we left off, I believe you had taken us to the front lawn of 43 Laurel Glen Drive. Do you recall that?
Yes.
And you were describing for
Let's do that for now.
the scene there on that front lawn as you and Mr. De Silva walked up to a group of individuals that had come out of the house. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Okay. And I believe that you had told us just shortly before we dispersed for the day that you thought there were about 10 people facing you and about 10 people facing Mr. De Silva. Do you recall that?
Yes, but I'd say it was around 50 kids altogether.
50
Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
Are you counting them? How can you be sure that there were 50 kids?
I wasn't able to see behind them because there were so many people.
No, okay.
Seemed like there were 50 kids.
That's crazy because it was like 20. Yes, it felt like it was 20 just the other day. I don't know.
But you weren't counting 50 kids.
No.
Do you recall how many kids do you recall yesterday you had described to us that there were essentially two groups that started to form, one that was dealing more with Mr. De Silva?
Something doesn't seem very accurate on that, but okay. All right.
Way were you from Mr. De Silva at that point?
Once the two groups started forming,
I just feel like it's probably a little bit dramatic.
how far Tyler was from me, I want to say
I feel like it's dramatic. It's intentionally vague to be dramatic,
And
if that
you
makes sense.
described that he was trying to have
Or
some
like
sort of
uncertain.
conversation with somebody that he was dealing with. Do you recall that?
yes.
Were you trying to have a conversation with anybody? What were you doing at that point?
Yes. I was trying to have a conversation with Ryan Hines.
Ryan Hines was one of the people that was facing you?
Torchilla's not worth it.
People, do you remember that you were
Corn's
with
not
the
worth
group
it.
that was facing you?
After they
I don't have enough for that.
groups, I want to say there was around 25 to 20 people just on me.
And where were they positioned?
At first, they were just in front. And then once they made the two separate groups,
Nah, nothing's
they
worth.
were on both sides and in front of me.
All right, let's go head over into town.
I'm gonna put back up there for us States Exhibit 52 behind you on the easel.
We need to finish this week so we can smoke. Who are you? Have I touched you yet? Nope. Okay, cool. You have like what? One other person now?
Where do you recall standing as this group starts to form around you?
I want to say around this area.
Did you see anybody around the red bush?
There was people everywhere.
Could you see anybody moving around behind the red bush?
No, I wasn't.
Okay. When you've described being surrounded by this group that's facing you, were there some kids that were dealing with you more directly than the larger group?
Once they separated us into two groups, everyone was saying stuff.
Balloon.
You
Next.
described interacting with Ryan Hines.
Yes.
Was he separate from the larger
Okay.
group in some way that you were dealing directly with him? Tell us how that worked.
He was just the person that I was talking to. There was people shoulder to shoulder with him, right next to him, on my sides. But he was the one that I started talking to directly.
Was he closest to you?
All right, let's go fishing for a second.
How far away from you were they?
Not even a foot.
That close to you?
Yeah.
Your Honor, I'd ask the witness to demonstrate with me what he was experiencing at that point.
If the witness is comfortable demonstrating, that's fine. Just please keep it in the well. Thank you.
Will you come down here, Mr. Valle, please?
Please, if there's going to be any statements, just make sure that you're keeping your voice up so the microphones can catch your statements. Thank you.
If I'm you, where is Ryan Hines? And is Ryan Hines as the same size as you?
At the time, I was a very small kid. I grew a lot since then.
And you're Ryan Hines. What is he doing?
First, we're just talking.
Oh, no.
At some point, does he do something else?
On that, I just gotta find this person, I guess.
After he starts yelling,
Balloon again.
I stuck my hand out as I was backing
I'm
up,
missing two people.
and he smacks my
I think you're one.
Where were the other people that you've said were around him?
No.
to my sides. In front of
Nope.
me.
What did you do when he smacked your hand down?
I started slowly then
I think I've already touched you. Damn it.
trying back up.
Who else am I missing?
As you began to try to back up, what happened at that point?
I got hit.
Where did you get hit?
It was the side of my head, I want to say, but I couldn't really tell where.
And when you say it was the side of your head, could you tell which side?
I only found out after.
And how were you feeling at that point?
Everything just went black.
Okay. Strange.
When you say everything went black, what's the next thing that you remember?
My face was in the ground.
Wait. What did I miss?
You say it was
Okay. Sorry, there had to have been something.
try to back up. What happened at that point?
I got hit.
Where did you get hit?
It was the side of my head, I want to say, but I
Okay.
couldn't tell where.
Okay, so he got.
When you say it was the side of your head, could you tell which side?
I only found out after.
And how were you feeling at that point?
Okay, so yeah, he got hit and it just like dazed him,
Everything went black. What's the next?
dazed him really hard, and then he like.
My face was in the ground.
Okay.
Could you see where Tyler De Silva was? What could you see?
Just the ground.
You're probably getting jumped.
Just stomping and kicking and
Yeah.
everywhere.
Oh,
Did you have the knife in your hand at that point?
No.
Where was the knife?
in his pocket set. No,
Could you see any way
I
to
know how this goes.
No.
He's ignoring me. Wow, rude.
Could you get up?
No.
Why not?
There was just so many people.
Being mean girls about it. Okay.
What could you hear?
They were yelling and just, it was so weird. They were just yelling like, I can't even describe it.
Did you hear anyone say, "Yes, sir"?
I heard a whole bunch of things I can't particularly remember.
Could you hear anything from Mr. De Silva?
No.
Could you see the vehicle that you had arrived in, Jack Snyder's car?
No.
Could you see any way to make an escape from your position? Where were the other people that were,
Okay.
as you've described it?
All around me, on top of me, behind me.
Could you see who was on top of you?
No.
I've talked to Marnie now too.
Could you tell what the person or persons that were on top of you were doing?
Hitting me.
Where were they hitting you?
My head, the back of my head. Kicking like the front of my face. My ribs. Everywhere.
Did you get the sense that they were going to let you up and let you go? What did you do at that point?
Okay, so you're not in here.
Went to cover my head in like a fetal position.
Did that seem to have any effect? What did you hope would happen if you went into the fetal position?
4K for a coupe.
Did they stop? Put us there on that lawn with you in the fetal position. What were you feeling?
What am I missing?
Hopeless. Scared. Terrified.
Why hopeless?
Because they just weren't.
Excuse me. Yeah, that'll happen, homie. You wanna charge a group of people. Sometimes you're gonna get your fucking shit rocked,
What hurt?
and it hurts. Yeah.
Did you lose consciousness?
After the first hit, yeah.
What happened next?
Yeah.
As I was in the fetal position, covering
You can see that.
the sides of my head and the top of my head with my forehead into the dirt, I was almost like hunched over, and I reached in my pocket and grabbed the knife.
What were you thinking when your hand touched that knife?
It felt like the only thing that would help me.
What were you seeing at that point around you?
Which is very concerning,
I didn't really see, I just felt.
honestly.
Could you see Tyler De Silva?
There's one more person I'm missing. Who is it?
Still just the same screaming. That's it.
Did the group give any indication that they were going to stop or let you up?
No.
What happened next?
After I took the knife out of my pocket, I started waving
Alright, Pam Clint.
direction, just flailing my arm around.
Could you tell if you'd hit anything?
Okay, so I've talked to Haley. Oh,
Did that
I know. Okay, I know.
The,
Whose kid is this?
No, it made me more scared.
why did it make you more scared?
Because it didn't change what they were doing, and it didn't stop them from doing anything.
Were they still kicking you?
Yeah,
Was someone still on top of you?
yeah, there were so many people on top of me.
Were you able to get up at that point?
No.
What happened next?
I might have to
My arm
come
around,
tomorrow and do it.
trying to get them away from me.
Were you aiming for anyone?
No,
Were you aiming for Ryan Hines?
no.
Yeah.
You weren't trying to kill Ryan Hines?
No.
What about Tommy Connery? You stabbed him 4 times in the leg. What were you trying to do?
Oh my God.
Get them away.
No. No, 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 no. I don't give a fuck who you are. No, 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 no. You don't get to stab multiple people multiple times, including one 5 times, and killing one of them and be like, I just wanted them to get away from me. No, 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 no. No, no, no. That's not how that goes. You if you're gonna play self-defense, it's fine. But that's not self-defense.
When it was just you and Ryan Hines fighting one-on-one?
No.
Did there come a time when Tommy Connery separated you from Ryan Hines and was just there with you one-on-one, standing up?
No.
Where
Because that's insane.
the entire time you were flailing?
Big clock.
How were you feeling while you were
You.
flailing around with that knife?
More scared than before. Terrified. Just, it didn't make him stop even though I was flailing.
Okay, now we can make a scarecrow too.
Could you tell how many people were around you at that point?
No.
What happened next?
It's in flashes, but I just remember getting shoved into the car.
Okay, so I probably should have planted stuff too.
I remember while I was in the fetal position and like flailing my arm around. I like rolled on back of my heels and tried to jump backwards.
Tried to jump backwards?
Yeah.
Why?
Show us what you're talking about.
That sounds really stupid.
I'm down here for the jurors.
I get you're in high school, but like, Doc, what are you going on about here?
This,
Okay.
and I tried to get to my heels to like push myself backwards.
What happened?
It didn't work.
What do you mean it didn't work?
There was people behind me and there was nowhere to move.
Were there people over top of you?
Yeah.
What do you remember that being like?
Go
Scared.
make this before we leave.
So they're
Rain all day tomorrow.
You were able to stand up. Do you recall that?
No, I just remember somehow I got thrown into the car.
You got thrown into the car.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, could you see Tyler Da Silva at that point?
At one point, when I was at the car, I looked over and I saw Tyler Da Silva.
And what did you see Tyler Da Silva doing?
He was also on the ground getting beat on.
Could you tell how many people were beating him while he was on the ground?
Okay, so I need 22 goals.
And do you recall how many people were around you when you got shoved into the car, as you've described it?
As soon as I looked back, the first thing I was looking for was Tyler.
Did you see any of the people that had just been attacking you?
Yeah,
Where were they?
right on the edge of the lawn on the curb, somewhere on the street going back.
Did you see Ryan Hines anywhere?
No,
Did you know Tommy Connery before this?
no,
Did you know Ryan Hines before this?
no,
Did you know Faison Teal before this?
no.
I don't know.
Jim McGrath before this?
No.
Then why are you stabbing people you don't know? I'm sorry. I'm just gonna ask. Why the fuck are you stabbing people?
Car eventually?
Yeah.
And what did you do when you were at the car?
Why are you putting yourself in these situations?
For Tyler, and I saw him getting beat on.
Like, there's a certain point where like people have to take responsibility for shit.
Nothing.
You know?
Say anything when you went to the car?
I didn't even open the car door all the way.
Why didn't you just get in that car and leave?
I saw my best friend. somebody that loved. Nobody was helping him.
So you stabbed people. It doesn't make sense.
It was still terrifying,
I've,
but I couldn't just let him be there alone.
oh my God. By stabbing multiple people. Okay, got it. I'm sorry. I don't have empathy for this kid because this kid stabbed multiple people in so-called defense of his friend. I don't know, man. I don't really. I couldn't. Not me that's believing that. That's for sure. Because, like, look, I've had friends get beat up. I've been beat up. I've had friends help save me when I'm getting my ass kicked. I've saved friends when when their ass is getting kicked. But guess what? Never stabbed multiple people. Never sat and tried to play for pity from people. Courtroom. Sorry. That's just you can't. Yeah, I'm sorry. You made a bad choice. You took somebody's life, and now before you were even 18, and now you have to suffer with the fact that you're not going to have a life after 18 for quite some time, because you stabbed multiple people, one of them fatally. Like there has to be like a consequence to your actions in that.
Jack Snyder was going to wait for you if you went back in there?
Objection as to what Jack Snyder was going to do.
Did you have any indication that Jack Snyder was going to wait for you?
No.
Okay, that doesn't matter though. If you don't think your friend's gonna, if your friend is gonna come back and help you because you're helping your friend, then you make the choice of either helping your friend or you don't. You can just sit here and cry and argue that you're defending yourself when you chose to go back in and defend your friend and stab multiple people. You made that choice. You. No one made you. No one pushed you into that with a knife in your hand saying, go, defend him, stab people. No one made you go back and do that. You chose to go back into this like argument, like fight, jumping, whatever the fuck is happening, your friend getting his ass kicked or whatever. You chose to go back in there and defend your friend. Hey, good on you. But you're sitting here crying like a little baby because you made a bad choice and ended up killing one person and stabbing other people. That's your choice that you fucked up and made.
You didn't open that door at that point and take out that knife and then go back and stab those poor kids.
No, because he already had the knife.
You already
Guess what? He already had it in his pocket and he still chose to go in there and use it.
had that knife when you'd been attacked on the lawn the first time.
Yeah,
Are you sure about that?
positive.
You weren't upset that you had been attacked and went back to get that knife? Had you known about that knife being in the car prior to that evening?
No.
That doesn't make a difference. That just doesn't mean that you were trying to defend yourself. Like this is retarded.
When you got back to that car, you didn't get back into the car, right? Why didn't you just go running off back down the street, back down Farmhouse Lane or down Laurel Glen towards Farmhouse?
Well, I just couldn't live out.
Why not?
He was my best friend.
It doesn't matter.
To just leave him there.
Not a felon, not a man behind bars. That's what. Not a man that threw away his whole fucking future for his friend. That's what kind of man that makes you a free man. That's what that makes you, is a man that has the freedom and not stuck behind bars. That's what that does.
What did you worry might happen?
That's what that means.
If he was in the same situation as me,
He wouldn't. No one would have died. He would have made, at worst, gone to the hospital because he got beat, because he got his shit kicked in. But guess what? People wouldn't have died. You wouldn't be sitting at this fucking at this trial, at your fucking trial for murder. Like, these are choices that you made. You have to do some kind of consequence. This is not enough. Like, sitting for 2 years waiting for trial, not enough. I'm sorry, it's not. It's not. When it turns out that you made the choice to go back in and defend your friend, nah, I don't care. Nah. That's crazy. Sorry, I had to go get something to drink. I had to get caffeine. That was insane to hear.
Jack, it calls for speculation as to what would happen to Tyler.
Yep. Yeah, that's a huge speculation. Sorry, little bro.
You worried about if you left and ran down to the end of Laurel Glen and Farmhouse Lane.
that Tyler wouldn't have made it out of there.
He wouldn't have died.
What happened?
That I would put money on.
I found myself.
Gonna see them down there.
On the curb.
How did you get there?
I just remember being there. I think I ran over.
Go back over there because we gotta go back over there around 3 o'clock.
What did you see when you got there?
Just another wall of people.
Did you see Tyler De Silva?
No.
Did you cross paths with Tyler De Silva?
Yeah.
Okay, so then
Another wall of people. Did you see Mr. Hines, who had been on top of you before?
I think so.
Did you recognize any other?
I can't have sympathy or empathy for this kid. I just can't. I can't have any sympathy for him.
A lot of people I didn't recognize, but I saw Matt Lockovich.
How did you know Matt Lockovich?
I seen him at other parties before.
Did you go to school with Matt Lockovich?
I did not.
Do you know if he was old?
What does he have to do with any of this? Is this just another person to point fingers at?
Are you and Matt Lockovich the same size?
No. He was way bigger than me.
Oh, so it's to show that no, I don't care. No, no, you're kind of fucked, kid. In my opinion, kind of fucked.
Why didn't you?
You just admitted to making the active choice.
There's no way I was gonna be able to turn my back on that many people.
Why not?
I was just there was no way to turn around without them really about to hit me or knock me down or something.
Again, you wouldn't have died. No one would have died, homie.
Backing off?
No.
Did they start to back away from you as you stepped onto the lawn?
Because guess what? You made a choice that most kids your age would never even consider.
It was almost
Stabbing somebody.
like a U but wider.
Like a horseshoe?
Yeah.
Were there people to your right?
Yeah.
Were there people in front of you?
Yeah.
I think you got a level in mining.
Did they give you any indication that they were just going to let you go?
No.
What did they do?
They stepped closer, then I got hit.
You got hit?
Yeah.
Who hit you?
Came from the left side. I don't know exactly who hit me.
Where did they hit you?
In the right side of my head.
What did they hit you with?
I don't know. I think their hand.
How many people?
I don't know. As soon as they hit me, I like fell, and I swung.
With the knife in your hand.
Wearing slides that night?
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably just slipped, homie.
Were you still wearing the slides at this point?
No,
What happened to the slides?
they were gone. Just in my socks.
Because you probably got knocked out of them.
Was it wet on the grass that night?
Yes.
What else do you recall about being hit?
I just remember immediately after I got hit and fell, I swung.
What were you swinging at?
Anything.
Yeah, this is why I don't believe self-defense. No, yeah, this is where it's like, no, this is like at worst manslaughter, like at least manslaughter.
I couldn't see who hit me.
Did Jimmy McGrath hit you?
I couldn't see who hit me.
Yes, you have no idea if Jimmy was the one that did.
When you swung that knife, did you feel it?
No.
Stupid dog. Okay.
How were you feeling when you swung?
I gotta go to that house anyway.
Immediately after I swung, and I had one knee on the ground, I slipped, and I saw behind me.
What did you see behind you?
There was like a little hole, and I tried to jump and run away.
A little hole where?
There you are.
I swung, and like I threw my whole body into it, and I slipped on the grass while my knee was down and faced backwards.
Can I ask the witness to come down and demonstrate this again? I think it's so hard for me to understand what's described.
If the witness feels comfortable doing that, do you feel comfortable getting out of the witness box and demonstrating? Just again, please make sure to keep your voices up. I want to make sure that we capture any statements on the record.
We need to go top by Robin.
Your answer is an interaction that I find hard to follow. I want you to show us what you mean by swinging, your knee going back. Demonstrate this for us witnesses.
So, say you're mad about the bitch. Like this, everybody like this, and then you hit me. And I'm like this,
Okay.
and I swung. After I swung, I ended up like this, facing back.
When you say you're facing backwards, which way are you facing now? Towards the road or towards the house?
Against the road.
What did you follow?
Comfortable doing that. Make sure to
Describe in your answer.
Sorry, I was missing it because of fishing.
Hard to follow. I want you to show us what you mean by swinging, your knee going back. Demonstrate, please, for us witnesses.
I swung, I ended up like this, facing back.
When you say you're facing backwards, which way are you facing now? Towards the road or towards the house?
Towards the road.
What did you do next?
I was on my hands and knees and I tried to like jump up.
Did you go to stab anybody else?
No.
Did you go to stab Mr. McGrath?
No.
You went to jump up?
Yeah.
Did something prevent you from being able to jump up, or did you succeed in jumping up?
As soon as I jumped up, I got hit again.
Where did you get hit?
On the left side of my head.
Do you know who hit you?
I believe it was phase on two.
Why do you believe it was Faison Teal?
Because I remember seeing the big dark color on.
That's a little targeted, but okay. Okay.
In the street or on the curb?
In the street.
You say you fell on the pavement. What did you feel?
I scraped my hands on the floor.
I'm trying to get this.
On the pavement.
Where did you scrape your hands? The tops, the bottoms, the fingers, your palms?
Caroline.
How are you feeling at that point emotionally?
Scared.
Why?
But once I was on the floor again, there's a chance that they could all surround me again.
Could you see Tyler DeSilva?
No.
Could you see the car that Jack Snyder was driving?
At that point, no.
What did you do next?
I
Back to our spot. Oh wait, no, we gotta go up to community.
And then I dove towards the car.
Where were the kids that had been in the lawn prior?
In the road now.
Following you?
Yeah.
What happened next?
I got in the car.
Where did you get in the car?
The passenger seat.
Front? Rear?
Front.
Different than the seat you had been in when you went down to the house.
Yes.
Why did you get into the front passenger seat?
I was right there and I just wanted to get in as quick as possible.
Where was Tyler DeSilva?
At that point, he was not in the car.
Could you see where Tyler DeSilva was?
No.
What did Jack Snyder do?
He tried to drive off.
Without Tyler DeSilva in the car?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Jack Snyder did that.
I screamed and told him to wait.
Did there come a point when Tyler DeSilva got in the car?
Yeah.
Did you have the knife in your hand at this point?
No.
You put it back in your pocket.
No.
What did you do?
I'm good.
I scraped my hand.
Not having any sympathy for this kid. I'm gonna be honest. Finding out that this kid chose to go back in, still with the knife in his pocket, and then get back into a fight to defend his friend, leaves me to where I feel no sympathy for him. Or how did the meeting go? Hopefully well.
The knife was on the floor.
The knife was on the floor?
Yes.
You're saying floor. You would agree there is no floor outside where you've been. What do you mean by floor?
Well, grass would probably be. How are you doing now? How's the day going so far?
Did you try to pick it back up?
No.
Why not?
I just wanted to get to the car.
Well, you got like 4 more hours.
Did you see Tyler DeSilva with the knife when he got into the car?
I didn't really look back.
When Tyler DeSilva got into the car, did you see him then?
You look to see if there's a price increase between smoked and regular fish.
He was holding his head.
Probably just sell the raw fish.
Yes.
Where?
All over his face. And it was like dripping down.
What was he doing?
He was holding his head and screaming.
In pain?
And in anger.
Anger at the kids in the yard?
No.
Anger at you?
No.
Anger at who?
Jack.
Oh, so wait. Wait, so that's when you stabbed him, right? You stabbed these kids when at this point, right? When you were like trying to get up, right?
Can we see exhibit?
After getting hit multiple times, or are we just Sorry, I'm very confused. Is all. I'm like, where this kid thinks that like this is still justified. It's like self-defense, I guess.
Here, Mr. Valley. Can we just see?
Cool, I can make cherry bomb. Cool, cool, cool.
Young man, approach here so I can-
Like seeing all the documents, all the secret. Stir fry, nice. Fuck yes. Okay, so
Mr. Valley, you would agree that that video does not show the initial punch that you've described to the side of your face when the groups were standing up initially,
the
correct?
thing is these kids were like outnumbered too. It's like, dude,
You did see there
okay, so you bring a knife,
one
cool.
fight was going on.
But like you fatally stabbed one of these kids.
Who's that?
That's the problem.
What was going on?
That's still the
while we
problem.
see Tyler De Silva being beaten on the ground there before we see you back at the car.
I was getting beat on.
Could you see yourself in that video?
In the beginning, you can see people hitting and attacking, but you can't see.
Oh, so you weren't even in the video that they've been showing constantly.
Up of the two
I'm
groups,
confused.
one stayed to, as we look at that, the left of the screen, and one went over to the right of the screen.
Yes.
And as this video ends, we see a figure that's on the far right of the frame, but we don't see you, correct? Where was that figure standing in relation to the U or horseshoe shape that you've described?
On the end.
On the, when you say the end, what do you mean?
On the end of the horseshoe.
Was there somebody to that person's left?
Yes.
Okay.
Was there somebody across the way from that person behind you?
Yes.
It's Sunday, so we gotta go stop by Years at 9, and then the traveling merch.
On the far right that we can see there.
Should go to Willie's, but
Do you know now that that's a person named Jimmy McGrath?
Yeah.
You did not know him that evening.
that's even worse for you, homie. In my opinion, that's so much worse. I go down. We'll go meet the wizard too once we're done with the traveling merchant.
You described getting back into Jack Snyder's car. Tyler De Silva gets into the car. How were you
So-
feeling physically as you're sitting there?
I got a rat in mind. We get a couple of fish first.
Pain where?
My head,
Yeah, I'm sure you got. That's what happens when you get into a fight,
my ribs.
and you lose that fight
What did
to some degree.
Mr. Snyder
Yeah, you're gonna be in pain. You're gonna hurt.
remain there in that place?
It's called getting your ass kicked.
Jumped in the back of the car. He instantly took off. We started driving.
Did you know where he was going at that point? Did you care where he was going at that point?
No, I just wanted to get out of there.
Yes, I love your face. I will talk to you in like a couple hours.
Snyder drive the car.
In a few hours.
He was just driving straight. Then at one point I told him to stop the car.
Why did you tell him to stop the car?
I wanted to check.
Probably on Twitch at that point.
You wanted to check your ribs?
Yeah.
Why couldn't you check your ribs just sitting there in the seat?
Yeah.
I was able to stand up and look at my whole body.
Oh my god.
Did he stop the car?
Yes.
So what did you do?
Opened the door, immediately got out and used the car light, lifted up my shirt.
Used what car light?
As soon as you open the door, the car light turns on. I was facing the car.
The overhead light.
Right in where the door turns. Lifted up my shirt, looked at myself, and then jumped back in the car.
I want to be sure we understand this. When you say you're using the car light, do you mean the interior car light or the headlights on the car?
Interior car light.
There you go.
You're facing into the interior of the car.
We got there.
What do you do?
Lift up my shirt, look at myself.
And what did you see?
A whole bunch of bruises, but it felt way worse than what it looked like.
Increases fishing, right?
You're standing there. Did you take the knife out?
No, max energy. That's fine.
I didn't have the knife at that point.
You didn't have the knife at that point.
Wait. Did you leave it in Jimmy or something?
To my understanding, it was on the pavement back over 43 Laurel Glen.
Oh, so he just left it at the scene.
Did you make a plan to go back?
That was so stupid.
Why not?
God.
I didn't want to go anywhere near that house.
Yeah. Because you just killed somebody. You just potentially killed somebody. You stabbed multiple people.
Jack Snyder indicate to you that he wanted his knife back?
I wouldn't want it back either if I were Jack.
Got out of the vehicle and used the interior light to inspect your...
Yikes.
It lasted like a second or two, and I jumped back in the car.
What happened after you jumped back in the car?
Jack started driving.
Did you know where he was going? How were you feeling at that point?
Still terrified and shocked. And I looked down and I was shaking.
What was Tyler DeSilva doing?
He was still screaming at Jack and holding his head.
What was Jack Snyder doing?
Nothing.
Drink this so we can run faster for just a tiny bit here.
The car stopped again.
Yes.
Did you recognize where you were at that point?
No. I just saw a car I recognized, which was Mackenzie's sister's car.
Who is Mackenzie's sister?
Madison Traficante.
Oh no, we actually need to wait.
And where was that?
Oh no, I remember what we're doing.
I just remember seeing it in the street.
Sure.
Is that a street that you recognized from earlier?
All right, then Willie,
Is it somewhere else?
traveling merchant.
I can't remember. I just remember
Send you
seeing
Willie
it
to buy fish for me.
instantly wanting to get out and go in that car.
And what did Jack Snyder do at that point?
Stop the car and let me out.
And what did Tyler DeSilva do at that point?
I didn't turn around. I don't know.
What did you do?
I'm gonna wait.
Went over and I got in
Sell these.
Madison's car,
Where?
behind the passenger seat.
Who else was in the vehicle when you got in?
Keenan and Dimitri.
Keenan Frasick?
Or yup.
Yes.
Will Sinjwald?
No.
Will Sinjwald was one of the
Alright.
people that had
Were
come
you-
earlier in Jack Snyder's car, correct?
Okay, hold on.
He wasn't in Jack Snyder's vehicle when you got out of it?
No.
And he wasn't in...
I'm just Willie.
into it?
No.
In the vehicle at that point, it's just you, Madison, Mackenzie, Keenan, and Dimitri.
I'm just Willie.
Yes.
Schedule.
Was
Okay,
there
regular
someone
schedule.
Yes.
5 p.m.
sitting in the group chat at that
Okay,
point?
so we got 3 hours
I didn't look over.
to fish.
What was Keenan?
Use as much energy as we have to.
As soon as I got in the car and it started driving,
Making as much money as we can for the traveling vendor
was looking at me.
and the wizard.
Looking at you?
Yes.
What were you doing?
Holding my head.
What were you thinking?
I was just in shock. Scared. I didn't really know what to think.
Did you call the cops?
No.
Why not?
I was just
It's
terrified.
like-
I didn't even know what to do. Or really what even happened.
Wow.
And where did the car go?
Started driving to Keenan Frasick's house.
What happened there?
He and Dimitri got out.
He and Dimitri both got out at Keenan's house?
Yes.
So now it's just you, Mackenzie, and Madison in the car?
Yes.
And what's going on in the car at that point?
Nothing. I knew my girlfriend was still upset. Didn't want to talk or anything.
Well, what were you doing?
Holding my head and
I'm so confused.
I was just shaking.
His justification on this. Okay, I can't sell a flounder. Jeez.
Go then.
We
Little
drove
bit
to my
more.
house in Milford.
How long did that take?
I can't remember.
Did there come a time when you arrived at home?
Yes.
What did you do then?
Before I opened my car door and I asked Mackenzie to talk to her.
Would she talk to you?
No.
What did you do?
I just walked up to my house.
Okay.
Was anybody home?
Yes.
Who?
My mom and my little brother.
And what were they doing?
They were packing to go to Florida.
What was their reaction when they saw you?
My mom just started screaming and crying.
Yeah, I'm sure. Because you just said I stabbed somebody. I stabbed somebody. Mom, I stabbed somebody.
Did you explain how you'd been injured?
I think he's dead. Oh no.
At that point, I didn't really know what to say. I couldn't even understand really what had happened, detail for detail. I remember telling her that I got attacked by a whole bunch of people. She just kept screaming and crying.
Well, yeah, because you just might have murdered somebody. Yeah, I'm sure she's upset.
I started crying. And then
Come on, give me some other stuff to sell, please.
going upstairs to the bathroom. Just washing myself off.
What time was this?
I don't really know.
Oh, that's not good, son.
What did you do?
It was just, my mom was panicking. And she asked me if I wanted to.
Alright, last fish to catch. Yes, please. Flee the state with me after you just committed a major crime.
I said yes.
Why?
Just wanted to be close to my mom.
I just wanted to be close to my mom, okay? I'm scared. I just said something. I'm worried. I didn't want to go to jail.
Sleep.
Everything. The way I was feeling,
Yeah.
mentally and physically, just the way I was going to be able to sleep.
What did you do?
Everything was so fast. I think I packed like a little backpack, and then we left.
Okay. While you were packing, did anyone try to contact you?
Yes,
Who?
Mackenzie, my girlfriend at the time.
Yeah, to let you know that.
Yes.
We saw those texts here. Those exhibits.
Yes.
How did it make you feel when you
Oh,
read
okay.
those texts as they were coming in?
Cool. I'm glad that I found a deal already, too.
I thought at the time when she was
Making good progress. Burgers.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as States Exhibit 97. Well, I'm going to try.
Oh, get to fucking work, dude. Get it together.
Okay. States Exhibit 97. Do you remember those texts coming in?
Yeah.
And she writes,
Okay.
I hate meet you. Someone just called me and said you stabbed someone. You just ruined everything, Lito. Literally ruined everything for me. Answer the M phone. IDK, what to do? Everyone is texting me. I want you to read for us. What did you write back?
I didn't do anything. I wasn't there. Stop texting anyone. Stop answering.
Ah, so you lied and denied.
You are. Everyone knows you're my boyfriend. What do you say?
I know.
Lito, everyone's texting me. What do you say?
Stop answering. What happened?
Don't talk to me. What do you say?
Yeah, stop putting it on text.
Anyone.
She says, you fucked up, Lito. What do you say?
How? I wasn't there.
Yeah, you're gonna deny, of course.
If my
You want us to have sympathy for you, dude? No.
Pivot 99, stop saying that. You say what?
Okay, stop texting, please, guys.
I'm not texting anyone. What do you say?
Don't text me. I'm going to Florida.
She says, there, texting me. When? Lito, I need you to answer me, please. What do you say?
What, guys?
And she says, I'm so scared. What's going on? The State's Exhibit 100. I'm shaking, she says. Can you please tell me? I won't tell anyone, I swear. What do you say?
I can't text anything.
She says, I'm so scared. And you say, what?
I wasn't there.
She says, what's happening? What do you say?
No, I wasn't there.
That's crazy. He wants to deny.
What's happening? Please answer me. What do you say?
Nothing was happening.
State's Exhibit 101. She says, can you please call me? Can you call me, please? When I get home. And you say, what?
Yes.
She says, Lito, his sister, just texted me. I'm so scared. I don't want to look. What do you say?
What did she say? Swipe it.
Well, I got red cabbage seed.
What do you say?
Don't answer anyone.
How fast were those texts going back and forth?
One right after another.
I was gonna say, I'm sure they were pretty fast, but still.
Them coming in before you could finish the other one?
I get that, but we don't feel bad for you.
Overwhelmed and shocked. I just didn't want her to worry.
Were you thinking you could concoct some sort of a story that no one would know you'd been there?
I'm object, it's leading.
Sustained.
It is super leading.
Did you not?
Or objection,
Verify.
Sustained.
yes, that'd be strict.
Total strike the answer. Jerry, please remove it from your notes.
He's trying. He's fucking trying. He's trying to set it, frame it up a specific way. There we go. Cool.
Did you expect her to believe that you had not been there?
Objection, that calls for speculation as to what she would believe.
Let me hear the question again.
Did you expect her to believe that you had not been there?
Overall, it goes to his expectations. You can answer.
No. I knew she knew I was there because she was with me.
Why did you say those things to her in that text?
Panicking, and I just didn't want her to worry at all.
Yeah, but that doesn't look good. That's super incriminating
At that point,
because you're trying to hide it.
that someone had died.
No.
A little bit more fishing.
What did you do after this chain of texts?
I remember trying to call Tyler.
Tyler De Silva? Why did you try to call Tyler De Silva?
To see if he was okay.
No, you were just trying to get your story straight, but okay.
But he never answered.
You were trying to get your story straight. That's what it was.
Have you spoken to Tyler De Silva since that night?
Probably because he hasn't wanted to talk to you.
Went with my mom, we got in the car and we drove to the airport.
Where did you go?
Florida.
Was that
After being told you stabbed people, You had no problem leaving the state. That's crazy.
We were getting out of the airport, and we were going to a car rental, and that's when I found out what had happened.
When you say what had happened, what did you find out?
Like the injuries and stuff.
So you knew you stabbed somebody, but you just didn't know the injuries. Yeah, you should feel bad about it.
How did you feel when you learned that?
I kept saying, no way. Like, that's not possible.
Well, yeah, because you didn't want to believe that that was going to be a charge that you were going to, that was a consequence you were going to have to face, dog.
I went over to my mom.
That's kind of how that is. You're going to have to come clean because cops are going to come talk to you at some point.
Did you stay in Florida?
Now it's getting late game.
How long?
Like, a day, maybe?
And then you flew back home, right?
Returned to Connecticut.
Then,
Year two.
okay, all right. I'll give him that. So it wasn't like he was necessarily trying to run away from it.
Did there come a time when you were contacted by the police?
Yes, crab pot.
Not me.
How much? Okay, so smoked smallmouth bass is like smoked is double the 2 times the worth.
And what did you learn about?
Okay. So stocking up on coal, that could be good for us early on.
Did you learn at some point that they had an arrest warrant for you?
Yeah.
How soon after you got back to Connecticut did you learn that?
It's all good, Robin.
It seemed like 4 days or something. It may have been shorter. I can't really remember.
When you learned that they had an arrest warrant for you, what did you do?
At the time.
The problem is I need coal for melting too.
What time was that?
Middle of the day.
And what did you do at that point?
I woke up and I talked to my father.
Did you make arrangements to turn yourself in?
Yeah.
Did you go and turn yourself in?
Yeah.
Go here.
Just one try.
Oh, that's fine. Thank you.
Mr. De Silva, I'm going to show you some exhibits that have already been entered. There's been testimony that these are from May 18th, when you turned yourself in. Do you remember what time you went down to the Shelton PD to turn yourself in?
I remember it being really late at night.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Did you go by yourself?
No,
Who was with you?
my father.
Been marked as state
This guy,
exhibit.
he really fucked up.
Do you remember this photograph being taken?
I mean, he's taking some responsibility for these actions. I just don't think that he wants to face the full consequences of them,
I believe it was
i.e., like facing time in prison and that.
I'll show you what's been marked as state exhibit 35.
Hence the self-defense,
Is that taken?
like defense.
Yes.
I'll show you what's been marked as States Exhibit 36. That photograph also taken at the same time?
Yes.
Can you see in there your eye, your what appears to be your left eye?
Yeah.
And does that accurately reflect the injuries that you had at that point?
So you should have,
At that point.
And
you should have been going and pressing charges, but I would have just put him
37,
right in the attention. Just trying to avoid.
States Exhibit 38,
Yeah.
And where do you recall getting hit that evening when you were first encountering the people on the lawn?
In the back of my head.
I'm going to show you
Okay.
what's been marked as State's Exhibit 39.
And then you know what?
Is that your right arm inside near the elbow?
Yeah.
Do you recall how you got these 1, 2, 3 scratches and some bruising?
No.
Did you have that before you were on the lawn that night?
No.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 40. Is that your right hand?
Yeah.
And how did you get this injury to the heel of your right hand?
I was trying to run back to the car. I got hit and my hand slid on the pavement.
This is State's Exhibit 41. How did you get this injury on the heel of your left hand?
The same as the one on my right hand.
Are you left-handed or right-handed, sir?
Right-handed.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 42 at the top of your
No.
and
Yes.
State's
I fucked that up.
42
Sure.
on your left hand.
Yes.
Huh? I thought that was a rock.
Did the police ever approach you and ask you if you wanted to perhaps talk to them in return for an immunity agreement from prosecution?
I'm gonna object, calls for hearsay as to what the police asked.
Can you excuse the jury for a moment?
Yeah. Because this is like a really big implication that that the defense is making right now, is that other people got like immunity from charges, to prosecute this kid, which I do think kind of happened. I'm gonna be real. I think it did kind of happen, but I think it was because I don't think anybody else like did nearly like they were all crimes like underage drinking or mild like with the fighting, like a mild charge. Whereas like his outweighs like mostly everybody's any potential charges that could come from this stuff.
Again, the defendant has Fifth Amendment rights, and
He can plead the fifth, yes.
the police going to try to talk to him. So now that it's out, I would submit that it's fair game for me to ask him on cross-examination whether or not he willfully went to the police to tell him his side of the story. Which
Yes. That's what I was worried about.
I think the question can be posed without content in the question. You know,
Yes, good shit. Yes, because that does make a difference.
well,
Your Honor, I could rephrase as whether or not he was ever offered such an opportunity.
again, it
Well,
calls
it
for
certainly goes to his knowledge.
No.
Okay, Attorney Smith, you could be walking down a slippery slope with that. Your client is subject to cross-examination. I don't know what the actions of the police department were at this point in time, but certainly it'll allow the state an opportunity to explore if in fact there was such communication or any questions or anything leading to such communication and or the decision. So,
I understand. Again, I think that whether or not he was ever offered is fair game as far as to ask the question. I don't intend to go any further into it beyond that. Any
I
made to him to do so, to the extent that he was ever offered an opportunity to come down and
He-
with the police.
he just shouldn't. Here's the kicker though, is like he was aware at a certain point that he had there, like he should have gone, like I said, he should have gone and pursued charges if he felt like he was actually assaulted that night. But he didn't, because he knew that he was more in the wrong because he had a weapon. Sure, okay, but like, why are we trying to play this game of like, well, everybody else got immunity, and like, of course, it was all to like, you know, point the finger at Raul, and it's like, well, yeah, because Raul was the one that like stabbed people, and so like, yeah, you shouldn't get offered immunity for that, for giving up your side of the story first. You shouldn't get any opportunity of immunity because you were the one that committed the worst crime in it. Underage drinking, not that big of a deal. Even fights, not that big a deal until someone gets killed or stabbed or weapons involved. And guess what? All of those boxes were checked. And the state having those testimonies is really crucial, and they can't offer that. They don't have to offer him that because he's the one that actually committed like a major crime. Like, no fucking shit, he's not going to get offered immunity. If they had tried to offer him immunity, that would have been like really fucking entrap me. Like, that would have been a little more concerning and sus, kids would say. Okay. Well, yeah, pee real quick.
I think
Well, just play because.
he asked about that.
I would also submit that the police department is not.
Okay, hold on. Actually. hold on. I'll start this up. Second. Sorry. Okay.
Not under the authority to offer him any type of agreement with regards to that. That comes from the state's attorney. So with regards to that, if he had a conversation with the state's attorney or this office, that would be the appropriate question. Outside of that, when the answer is no, then there's nothing further to explore.
Right.
Okay, so I want to be very clear here. So we're dealing with, first of all, a right to remain silent, potentially, post Miranda. We're also dealing with an improper form of the question relative to who has the authority to provide an immunity agreement. Obviously, it would not be the police who would provide the agreement. So if it's relative to asking what the state police or what the state's attorney's offer, that's one thing. The attorney needs to be in the question and not the police. And perhaps that's the appropriate way to get around the Miranda right, because
I can make it more general.
we're talking about what the police questioned the defendant and what was said, and we don't have to get into whether or not the defendant was willing to invoke his right to remain silent or speak.
I can make it more general, Your Honor, and simply ask him whether or not he was ever offered the opportunity to sign or whether he was offered an immunity. I can simply make it as
Well, really, it's,
general as that.
the question is inflammatory. I think we need to lay some type of foundation to get there. The question needs to be posed, did you ever speak to the state's attorney with regards to this investigation? No, I did not. The inquiry ends there.
Okay, now we just catch fish.
Any immunity.
And we'll eat the smoked fish.
So the question is inflammatory. Being
They're food right now.
to inflame the jury's senses at this point. I think there's got to be a foundation to even get there.
He's here to testify, Your Honor. And I could simply ask him, are you here testifying today under any immunity agreement?
That's leading. So that's a leading question. So I'm here
It's
testifying
not,
on my
it's
own
not,
behalf.
Because
That's it.
a leading question is a question that it suggests the
Correct.
answer. So if I were to say to you, you, sir, are not here today underneath an immunity agreement, are you?
It does call for yes, sir, but it's not leading with respect to the response being contained in the question.
Yeah.
I will allow that question. The state's attorney is going to have an opportunity to cross-examine.
Yeah.
However, the state's attorney should be very careful about approaching any type of.
But this is opening post Miranda inquiries now, because now the arrest warrant has been signed. He's entitled to Miranda warnings, and now we're being asked whether or not we're approaching him or he's approaching us for some immunity agreement post arrest.
And I will withdraw that question, Your Honor, with regard to the police offering. I will do that, and I'll do that in the jury's presence. But I do think that it's fair for me to ask him, sir, are you here today testifying under any immunity agreement?
No, it should just be under your own will.
Cross-examination. If you offered one, you offered one.
Well, my concern now is if that is the question, I think it opens the door to any post Miranda question. That's all I'm saying. In other words, if I should be able.
Let me get into that a little bit further. Are you telling the court outside the presence of the jury that you did offer an immunity agreement? Because if you didn't, then
Wait.
There was no such conversation. It never was had. So if the conversation was had with this.
Okay.
Then it makes the subsequent question relevant. This question is not relevant. It's just why are you here to testify? That's it. Has nothing to do with immunity.
I was gonna say.
To be here and testify, and whether or not he's testifying under an immunity agreement.
No.
Witnesses have been here.
I mean,
Yes, but
the jury can infer he's not under an immunity agreement because he's
Those
charged
other ones are-
with counts of assault.
yes,
So really, the question is inflammatory.
yes.
He's being prosecuted.
He wasn't charged with 5 lazy bro.
Okay. So,
That. Can we approach, please?
Yeah, because arguing about this at a distance is just really annoying. I was gonna say that's really crazy that they're gonna leave the audio on for that sidebar. The microphone's on. That's so funny. Oh. Seems like they tried to turn it down and it still didn't. Tried to like do something. It didn't work. Okay, do we have I think it's just worth selling. I think, is there anything I need to do? Okay, so now we can work on the recycling machine, I guess. Oh, I didn't look at the fish. Smoked fish. Okay, so it's not raining now. Well, extra luck, cool. I don't need a well because I have a. I mean, what are you trying to tell me, huh? Need to go water my plants. Start fishing. Damn, they're going for a while. Okay. You know what? Let's just go take down. Clean up our. Might be more building project moments because we have so much over here. All right, let's see what they ended up coming to an agreement on. Okay. Okay, so yeah. Oh, jury's coming in now. Okay. I was like, okay, well, are we gonna find out or no?
We'll stipulate on the record. Because of all jurors, Attorney Smith, you may continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Questions withdrawn.
Last question is withdrawn.
Okay, so you did have to withdraw that.
Involuntarily.
Yes.
There we go.
Threats, anything?
Dude, he's still insinuating on it. Okay, whatever, dude.
No.
Okay, dude.
Asking if I was offered.
Objection. That's
Yeah.
stricken.
Yeah, yeah. He just,
After yes, no.
that's,
All right, it's non-responsive. Thank you.
Had you ever seen Jack Snyder's knife before that night?
No.
Have you ever seen Jack Snyder's knife since that night?
No.
oh no, because he left it.
His weapon before that night?
No.
Had you ever met Ryan Hines before that night?
No.
Had you ever met Faison?
I genuinely don't think it makes a difference
Had you ever met Jimmy McGrath?
other than not knowing if they were violent people or not.
Or that you
It doesn't
knew some of
justify
them
self-defense.
on social. Do you remember telling us that?
I believe so, yes.
What in the world does that mean to know somebody on social?
On social gatherings, like
Right.
parties, on social media, just that kind of thing.
Even these folks that you say you knew on social, did you feel like you knew them well?
No.
Did you want to kill any of those kids?
No.
Did you want to hurt any of those kids?
No.
What did you want to do when you were down there on that ground and all those?
I think it only just shows that it wasn't
Yeah, I'm away from
first degree murder. Which I don't know if the state has implied that or not, to be honest.
Why did you use?
It's very possible.
I'm going to object. This is asked and answered at this point.
Yeah.
Felt like the only thing that was gonna help me get out of that situation.
Thank you, Mr. Valley. Nothing further.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we are going to move into our recess, so we will have our morning 15-minute recess, and then we'll come back to the state's cross-examination of Mr. Valley. All right, the court stands in recess for 15 minutes.
Kind of do its thing for now.
Deciding for your honor.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you, everyone. I'll ask Mr. Valley to please retake his position in the stand.
All right, Bubba.
Come on up. You do remain under the obligations of your oath, okay? Return of all of our jurors.
I just think,
Thank you.
I don't know if we can do anything else at the moment.
Cross-examine.
then I guess we could work on community center stuff real quick.
You go to Lazy Brook Road for a party at Madigan Lifer's house, correct?
Yes.
That's you to the right there in the Ole Miss football shirt,
Yes.
the light blue shirt,
Yes.
black pants, with the helmet on, right?
Yes.
That's you.
Okay.
You said that you got there around what time?
I want to say around 9 or 10.
9 or 10. You were there for, you testified on direct examination, you were there for about an hour and a half, correct?
Yeah.
People arrived at some point after an hour and a half, correct?
Yeah.
Ryan Hines and Griffin Marcinzik, you didn't know them, right?
No.
But those are the two that showed up at Lazy Brook Road at that point, right? Yeah. And when they got to Lazy Brook,
Okay.
Jack, Tyler, and yourself confronted those two, right?
When I first got there, no.
Because Madigan Lifer didn't want anybody else in her house. So you were under the assumption that if they left, you guys could stay, right?
No, she asked everybody by the door.
I'm gonna move to strike as non-responsive as to what Madigan Lifer said.
Court is going to sustain the objection. I am going to go ahead and strike everything after the response no as unresponsive and person. Thank you.
So at some point in time, let me ask you this: how long was Ryan and Griffin at Lazy Brook before you, Jack, and Tyler got involved with them?
I want to say a couple of minutes.
Couple minutes, right? So they show up. Ryan walks down with his beer in his hand, right? And at some point you talk to Ryan and Griffin with Jack and Tyler, right?
Yes.
And at some point in time, you say to them, you can come in if you give me some beer, right?
I was the only one who said that.
You're the only one that said that.
Yes.
And Jack and Ryan gave you a beer, right?
He did not.
And at some point
Oh,
in
I gotta go
time,
check the board.
it got heated between the three of you and Griffin and
I've not done that yet.
Between Jack and Ryan.
And at some point in time, that went outside, right?
Yes.
So within the span of a few minutes, it went from give me a beer
Abigail will be
going
pleased.
outside into the driveway, right?
Yes.
And out in the driveway, there was a group of people in the area, right?
All right, and we'll play more seats tomorrow, I guess.
Yes.
Right? And you said, I think you said on direct examination, there were about 30 people at this party? You remember saying that?
Inside, I think there was more.
50.
There was 30 people inside, and then there was maybe 20 outside?
Your Honor, the number was 50.
People outside,
There's only 10 people outside. 10
Hmm.
people including
What's
you,
something?
10 people excluding you.
including me.
Okay, and who was outside?
At the time, I didn't really look at faces.
Right. You
Rain all day. Okay.
just kind of scan the area, and you say, oh, there's about 10 people here, right?
No, I didn't really look around to see how
You
many.
have no clue who was outside then at that point. That's what you're telling us?
Yeah.
And you don't know if there were girls outside or boys outside at that point, right?
No.
You just know that there were bodies. You weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
And when you go outside, at some point there's an argument going on between Ryan and Jack, right?
Yeah.
And you're witnessing it.
Yeah.
And you're outside, in fact, with this helmet on at the time, are you not?
Yes.
And when you're outside and you're looking at this argument that is going on between Jack and Ryan, at some point in time they square up, right?
Yes.
And they square up because they're going to fight for the beer, right? Jack had taken the beer from him at that point,
Yeah.
right? And he wanted his beer back. Ryan wanted his beer back.
Yes.
And when they square up, Ryan's standing squared up to Jack. Jack's across from Ryan, right?
Yes.
And to Jack's back left is Tyler De Silva, correct?
Yes.
And behind Ryan is you, right?
Off to the side.
Okay, yeah.
You're wearing
Well,
that helmet at that point, right?
Yes.
And you testified on direct examination. They squared off. Hines stepped on my foot and I pushed him. Do you remember saying that?
Yes.
You pushed
just a little bit ago. Yeah.
Yes.
In your testimony, so.
I want to show you States Exhibits 58.
Stop right there. So this person right here to the left in the blue shirt. Who's that?
Tyler De Silva?
Can I get this? So this person right here is who?
Tyler De Silva.
And this person in the red is who?
Jack Snyder.
So right now you're behind. We can't see you, but you're right behind Ryan Hines, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Can you play it, please? Stop. Is that you pushing Ryan Hines in the head?
That's me pushing Ryan Hines, yes.
So that right there, that's a push, not a punch. That's what you're testing. That's what you want these ladies and gentlemen to believe, that that was a push, not a punch.
Yes, I remember pushing him.
Can you play the fast version, please? We'll stop it there. Can you put the volume on?
So who needs what? Abigail needs a
So
sunfish.
right there, what you want these ladies and
All right,
gentlemen
that's
to believe
some.
is that you just pushed Ryan in his head, not punched him. That's what you're telling them.
I'm saying that I remember pushing him.
But the video would contradict what you want these ladies and gentlemen to believe at this point, correct?
I remember pushing him.
But the video, that's not responsive to my question. The video does not corroborate what you just told these ladies and gentlemen of the jury, correct?
I just remember pushing him.
Non-responsive. Did you push him in the head or did you punch him in the head? You remember pushing him, but does the video show you pushing or punching him? That's my question.
I pushed him.
What does the video show?
Me pushing him?
No.
So you want these ladies and gentlemen to believe that what just happened there is a push, not a punch, correct?
Yes.
There's only so much you can do with that one.
And you also told
That was close on Wednesdays.
ladies and gentlemen of
Shit.
the jury, at some point during this fight, you go over and you try to get Ryan off of Jack, right? Is it Jack? Because at that point the fight was on, and Ryan tackles Jack, right?
Yes.
And your testimony was that at some point, Tyler De Silva gets in and does the same thing, right?
Yes.
That's what you remember, right?
Yes.
But isn't it true that Tyler jumps in and also punches Ryan when he's on the ground?
I think so. I don't remember that.
Okay, so we just wait for her to go.
Also true.
The museum
that at some
here.
point in time towards the end
Just a
of this fight,
moment.
You use the helmet that's on your head and slam it into Ryan's head.
That's not true, no.
Because it's a Wednesday.
Would you remember, or is that what you're saying is that the video is false?
I never did that.
You never did that. Okay. So let's play the rest of this video and then we'll go to the slow-mo.
Oh, he needs dandelion. Okay. Those have been a bit harder to find.
All right? You rewind it a tick.
Guess we'll wait in the rain for Abigail.
Keep going. Keep going. Stop. That's you right there, right?
Yes.
And you have a helmet on, right?
I had the helmet on a lot at the time.
Play it.
Well, it's Vincent's birthday, so I need to give him
Now we'll play the slow motion.
villagers.
The helmet slammed down on Ryan, right? And you heard the crack of the helmet on Ryan's head?
I didn't slam the helmet down on him at all.
So you want these ladies and gentlemen to believe that
Okay, so I'll give him the little flower I
you
got.
slammed the helmet into Ryan's head when he was on the ground.
Yes.
Is that what you remember, or are you saying the video is false?
I don't really see that in the video.
Okay, let's play the slow-mo version. So here's the punch, or what you're saying is a push. There you are here with the helmet, right? And here's you right in here. Ready? Slam. That's you right there, slamming the helmet in Ryan's head, right?
Oh.
counsel asked you before if you ever had carried a weapon before May 14th of 2022. Isn't it true that you used the helmet as a weapon at Lazy Brook that night?
No.
At some point in time, Lifer's mother comes out and kicks everybody out.
Okay, so
That's
then
about
that
15
would mean
minutes
that
after the
Abigail on Rain.
Yeah.
And after that, after you guys are kicked out, you get into Jack's car, the Honda Pilot,
Yes.
and you had no idea what you were going to do, so you guys were driving over to Trumbull High School, right?
Yes.
And when you were
I guess
driving
we
over
go
Trumbull High
to
School,
the saloon.
during that ride, you were laughing and joking about how you just got into a fight and hurt.
Or we wait till 2.
No.
You never said that? And as you're going over to Trumbull High School, it's you in the back seat behind Jack, right?
All right, let's go run up to the community center.
In the front seat.
Yes.
In the middle seat is who? Will Sinjwald, correct?
Yes.
And to the right of him is Keenan Frasick.
Yes.
Mackenzie's on your lap,
Yes.
and Dimitri's in the back.
Yes.
Wow.
And
A lot of fucking people, man.
when you're driving over there,
Be real.
you indicated on direct examination you had your phone on you at that point, right? As a matter of fact, you had your phone all night, right?
Yes.
And at some point in time, you're added to a group chat, right?
Yes.
When you go over to Trumbull High School, had the group chat already started before you get to Trumbull High School?
Okay, well,
Right, so you knew
Whatever.
that because you were already added, right?
I can't remember if I got added when we got to Trumbull or on the way there.
Isn't it true that Anthony Greco added you at 11:10 p.m. on Saturday, May 14th?
okay, so we're not gonna worry about. Wait, how can I get a sunfish? Where do I get that at? Is that a
I
lake
can't
one?
remember, but yeah.
Well, who's Anthony Greco? You know Anthony Greco, right?
Football
Play
team.
football. You went to St. Joe's with you, right?
Yes.
He was at Lazy Brook that night at some point? Did you see him at Lazy Brook?
No. I
The
don't remember
river.
He added you to
Must be
the
cut.
MLS, right?
seeing- Yes.
And that was at about 11:10 p.m.?
I guess so. Yeah.
And you indicated on direct examination, you were on your phone, checking the text group messages, you're talking to Will Sinjwald next to you, and you're talking to Mackenzie, right?
Yes.
And while you were doing all those things, you also had an opportunity to see that Jack was on his phone also, right?
Yes.
And you saw that Tyler was on his phone, right?
Yeah.
And when you get to Trumbull High School, how long are you there for? About 20 minutes?
No.
I can't remember exactly how long we were there for.
When you get to Trumbull High School, you have a conversation with Jack and Tyler about fighting these kids at Trumbull High School, correct?
Oh, never.
Isn't it true that you were in the group chat telling kids to come show up to Trumbull High School to fight?
Yes. I remember telling them to come to Trumbull High
Right,
School.
because you, in this group chat, you're saying Trumbull High, slide. Right now, RN, right now, Trumbull High, slide, right?
Yes.
Because at that point, you wanted to meet those kids to fight, right?
No, we were about to be leaving Trumbull, and at the time I thought it would be funny.
No.
So you wanted to meet those kids at Trumbull High School to fight, right?
No.
You can't. I don't believe this.
Trumbull High School?
Yes.
Hey, the testimony, other testimonies say different.
Before you leave Trumbull High School, you're again asking them, Trumbull High, slide, right? Slide means come here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at some point in time, you're in the group chat and you realize that the other kids are talking about an address, right? They said, drop the ad, we're going to drop the addy, right? Does that mean address?
Was you're saying the other kids were saying that?
Yeah, people were
Yeah.
talking about giving you an address. Someone was saying, we'll drop the addy, right? You remember hearing that, seeing that in the group chat?
No, I remember just seeing the address.
Okay. Do you recall when someone indicated that we dropped the addy, you said send it in the group chat?
No, I don't remember that.
And they approached the witness, Your Honor?
Oh. I'm so glad about this cross-examination now.
Yeah.
This is what I was waiting for.
That's you, right? Is your memory refreshed?
It says my name, but I don't see the number.
Somebody else have your phone that night?
I don't remember.
Somebody else you know named Lito?
I don't remember now.
No. So
Do you recall asking for the address in the group chat that says send it?
No.
You don't recall that?
No.
Are you saying that this is not you in the group chat?
It says my name, but there's no number.
Okay. Again, at some point in time later in the group chat, you say Laurel Glenn, correct?
No.
You don't? May approach the witness. Would looking at a document help to refresh your recollection?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, let's test her. Let's see her thing.
Again, it says my name, but not my number.
So, let me ask you this, Mr.
Did it refresh your recollection, yes or no?
No?
No. Okay, saying no is not gonna save you though.
By Anthony Greco at 11:10 p.m. on May 14th of 2022, correct?
Yes.
You recall that?
Oh,
Yes.
that's the nail in the coffin right there. I bet you.
Telling the kids to slide to Trumbull High School, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now,
That establishes who Lido in the group chat is.
Your name was Lido in the group chat.
Yeah, I knew it.
When you join a group chat, it's just your number.
It's just your
No.
number. If somebody has your number, your name, and
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Your name, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Pretty sure it would still be just a number.
Nope.
Well, would looking
That's-
at a document help to refresh your recollection as to whether or not you told people to slide over to Trumbull?
No, I knew I said that.
You knew you said that.
Okay, so then why are you acting like you didn't? Your name's not Lido in the group chat.
Your name on it.
Linking you to your that's yeah.
Wouldn't it also be
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna have to watch this later.
told them to drop the address, send it? That would also
We're gonna go
be
live here in just a little bit, and we watch this part.
I can't see the number. It just says my name.
Right. So wouldn't it stand to reason
Just this
that it was
days.
you in the group chat?
I guess so, yeah.
You just don't recall saying these things, right?
This is so funny. I'm sorry, but this kid literally just played victim and cried on the stand when it was his attorney asking him things, right? But as soon as the cross examination, this is how you know like these self defense things don't follow through. That these are like that was not actually the intention. That was just the best thing that they could do to get him to not be fucked long term. I'm gonna end YouTube stream.